at the right price. Quotes and second opinions are always free, so give Bell Brothers a call at 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sac Town Sports 1140.
Life doesn't stop when the economy is uncertain. The market might not care you have a wedding to plan or a kid to put through school. And inflation doesn't know you've got a family to feed. But Bank of America does and is here to help. With digital tools to help you save and local experts in Central New York, you can keep life moving forward the way you need it to. Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at BofA.com/Central New York. Bank of America NA, member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
Folks, there's been some fumbles on the way to the big game, but he's been getting some help to get it done tonight. Here's the throw. And he's off to the races. He might go all the way. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown. He did it, folks. He did it.
Regain and optimize your sexual performance, drug-free and surgery-free. The Gainswave treatment will help you get that bedroom touchdown. See what Dr. Dan Botha and his team at Gainswave can do for you. Visit GainswaveCalgary.ca.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Byers Enterprises.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Thursday forecast starts out crisp and cold again. Expect some areas of patchy fog and some frost. Temperatures this afternoon rebounding in the mid-50s with mainly sunny skies. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
'Tis the season for wind and rain. Protect your home with a new roof from Byers Roofing. Top-of-the-line products, the Byers Family Guarantee, and 12 months same as cash. Visit that'sbyers.com for details.
That's Byers.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. It's Sac Town Sports 1140. Sac Town, it's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the mic.
Sac Town Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Your Sacramento Kings won a 124-123 brawl last night in America's Hat against the Toronto Raptors, despite losing head coach Mike Brown in the third quarter due to him being tossed. However, this would not prevent Domas Sabonis from having a monster night.
Fox runs away from it. He's now to Sabonis, the lean-in flip for two. He scores the bucket with that left-hand leaner. This game is tied for just the fourth time. We're even at 1-0-3 apiece.
Domas Sabonis ended up having 21 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists. The Kings head to the Motor City to take on the Pistons tomorrow. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. The 49ers take on the Seahawks tonight in Seattle. The Niners look to get a stranglehold on the NFC West with a win tonight, while Seattle looks to bounce back after an embarrassing loss to the Carolina Panthers last week. Last time these two teams met, it was a blowout in the Niners' favor, even though they lost their starting quarterback at the time, Trey Lance. Those are our headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Hi. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, and what a fine morning it is. I am Carmichael Dave. That is not Jason Ross. That is not Jay Mars. I swear to God, this show is full strength 30% of the time on average. And we haven't even gotten to the holiday vacations yet. But we appreciate all of you. I mean, part of the fun of tuning in, I think, is really, what are you getting today? Well, today you're getting myself. You're getting Nate Littlefield. And you're getting ratings on the Sactown Sports chat line. Go to Sactown Sports on YouTube. If you haven't already subscribed, figure it out and get in on that. Let's see. Russ has a 7.5 for you. Kevin, a 7.
Okay.
Russ says needs a little more pizzazz. Well, Russ, that's like going to a pizza place and asking for ravioli. Just, you got to take what you get.
It's not who I am.
Nate has a different delivery.
Yes.
Twas the night before Christmas delivery.
Warm blanket.
You're not
going
to
describe.
Exactly. You're not going to ask David Attenborough to guest on a hit rap song and bust out a set of bars. That was young sounding by me. Bust out a set of bars, David Attenborough. Also, Russ needs to learn how to spell pizzazz correctly, but I understand what he's saying. Good morning, everybody. The beam is lit. Got my beam? I got my beam right here. Oh, let's do it. No, not yet. Let's not do it. Enjoy, if you will. Enjoy Nate's adventures with the board all morning. You've been fighting that board all day.
I don't know what my problem
already.
is. I don't know. What a horrible start to the show.
Are you on drugs?
Of course.
Okay. God, if they
how else do you do this show?
If they drug tested in sports radio. My goodness gracious. Gracious. Good morning.
Are you on drugs?
Couple of random ibuprofen. Other than that, no, nothing. No, I'm good. A little bit of caffeine. Before we get started, thank you to Scott Marsh and Jay yesterday who were in. That's the voice of UC Davis football and basketball in a long time. Okay, one of the two people here that have been here longer than myself, along with Jason Ross. As some of you know, I was subpoenaed. Nothing super exciting. It was really a. I can't go into much of it other than it's not Law and Order. It's not LA Law for you old heads. It was a. How do I say it? It's a child custody case, not mine. Really, really close friends of the family. I would consider family. People I'm very, very close to. Just a very sad situation. I won't get into. Here's what matters. I went down. This is in kind of centralish California, the Ripon area. I went down there the night before last to kind of drill down. We've been prepping for this for months. With attorneys and role-playing cross-examinations and all this stuff, right? Making sure everybody's good, right? And I've been helping a lady I'm very, very close to who's involved in this, trying to get everything good to go. Anyways, so we're all set. We're up at 5 a.m. yesterday. We have to drive to San Andreas, where not the video game. Not the fault, the city.
I didn't know San Andreas was a real city.
It is. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. And we got to San Andreas at about 7:30 in the morning, and court opens at 8. And because I was one of 3 witnesses or people that were going to testify, we were in an anteroom away from the courtroom. About 10 minutes in, all of a sudden, they call us in, which was weird because we were going to go in one by one and testify. And turns out that the other side offered a mediation deal as court opened, and both sides agreed. And there's going to be there was a settlement, which was fantastic and really a great outcome for the good guys. But also nobody had to testify. Nobody went up on the stand. Nobody did anything. There was no reason to do any of the prep that we'd done for months. There was no testifying. I didn't need to be there. Nobody really needed to be there other than the plaintiff and the defendant. And so there you go. And what was even better is I had forgotten to charge my vehicle the night before. So I went into the court with 17 miles left on my car, and I had 12 miles to get to the charging station in Jackson. When I went out, I forgot that I had my car on this mode where it'll keep it climate controlled. So when I went back out, I had 3 miles left on my car. And I thought, well, gas cars, they have a little bit of a squish after you hit empty. Maybe it's the same for electric cars. And it was about 5 miles. And next thing you know, I am on the side of the road on beautiful Highway 49. I call my roadside assistance. 2 hours later, after checking in with them 4 different times, tow truck finally shows up. Thank goodness. I get towed to the nearest charging station in Jackson, which was in the parking lot of a place called Mel's Diner. Apparently, there's 90 Mel's Diners, and it's not trademarked because this was a family-owned place. And yeah, they have a Tesla charging station in the back of a Mel's Diner. So very embarrassing to get towed. It's not easy to tow those cars. I had to get up on the little platform thingy. I got my car. It turns out, by the way, the tow truck that showed up, it was not, I found out as I was getting ready to give them my insurance information. It was not the tow truck that I called. It was another tow truck that a very nice CHP person who saw me on the side of the road called because I'd been there for 2 hours. So I had to pay out of pocket to get my car towed, which was amazing. Ordered food, got the food, came home. It was about a 5-hour trip home because of that. And then I decided I needed to take a nap. It was about 4:30, so I needed to take a quick nap. And about 5 minutes after I laid my head down, the family shows up. They're all home from school and work. And my daughter had her band recital last night, which I completely forgot about at 6 o'clock. So no nap, get up, Kings game's on. I got it on my phone, got my earpiece in. It's one of those recitals where, like, my kid is now in the big, good, the better band of the high school, but we've been watching her since she was 8, where every sound is, and, you have to clap like, oh my God, that was the greatest thing ever. And now they're actually, they sound great, but you have to sit through all of the other kids. This is what they do. It's a scam. They put, like, my kid's band first, middle, and last, and then all the other bands in the middle. So you can't just watch your kid and then take off, or you can't show up late and then watch your kid. You got to watch all the other little kids going, and that was great. And fun and awesome and neat, except for the people that brought, and this is how I'll finish this out. The people that brought, when you go to a band recital or anything like that, and you have a choice between bringing your infant or not, please always choose not. Now, I'm very, very sympathetic to people. Maybe you don't have babysitting. Maybe there's nobody. No, the only way you can watch your child is if you bring the child. Maybe you're a single parent household. Maybe you can't afford a babysitter, whatever. Very open to that. People never criticize until you walk a mile in the person's shoes, except there were like 18 family members in that row, including infant baby. Somebody could have taken one for the team and stayed home. But even if that was the case, I've had 2 babies before. We've been forced in situations where we've been in public with baby. You know what we do when baby starts going goo-goo at 50,000 decibels in the middle of an awesome kid performance? If the kid won't shut up, we get up and we take the child to the back of the room, or we step outside. We also bring pacifiers. We bring bottles. You do things. You don't just sit there with the kid on your lap constantly goo-gooing and shrieking and yelling. Listen, babies are babies, man. It's not the baby's fault. Baby's having a good time. Baby's hearing music and trying to sing along. It's a cute baby. But I don't think anybody went to go see a baby recital. Went to go see kids play instruments and do their best to try to sound like they weren't murdering animals. And that's what we're there for.
Is this middle school?
No, it's high school.
High school.
High school. We're not there to listen to your baby. If I want that, I'll go to a baby recital. It's fine. So that was my day yesterday. It's so good to be back, even if it is with Nate. It's so good. It's so great to be back. And Nate has a nice little, what do you call those hats?
A beanie?
Beanie. Thank you. Nice beanie on. It's very chilly outside.
Yeah.
We have a big show for you today. We're going to have Sam Amick on at 8 o'clock. We're going to have, I think, Kevin Hurd at 8:27, I believe, still in Toronto, but that's always a play it by ear. As a matter of fact, I have a text right here, and let's see. Okay, it looks like we should be good. I just got confirmation there. And we still have leading off because I took up this entire segment to rant, and that's fine because I needed to do that. So we will take a quick break. When we come back, leading off next.
Live and local. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
With Patriot Software.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money
Mike Campbell here, serial entrepreneur. Here's what our payroll customer, Laura, thinks about us.
Patriot Software and their amazing team are a crucial part of our business. They handle the details of payroll and tax payments, so we can focus on delivering exceptional customer service to our own clients. Patriot's payroll is affordable, easy to use, and it keeps us organized. They're receptive to their customers and strive to demonstrate that each day. Without a doubt, we will be using their payroll services for many years to come. Thank you, Patriot Software. 5 stars.
Go to patriotsoftware.com to get your payroll pricing for up to 100 employees. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
patriotsoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
Let's do it. It's time for Leading Off. Brought to you by Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge, where for over 60 years, their name means a great deal in Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com. Here's cut number 1.
Ball in the hands of Fox. Stutter step to the line. Pull up Jay. Got the 15-footer. De'Aaron Fox coming up big at crunch time. 26 points, 10 assists, 6 boards for Fox in this one. 120, 115, 1 minute to go in the ball game. Barnes across the way. Murray in front of him trying to defend. Taking a lot of time. Finds Van Vliet. Turns. Fires for 3. No good off the iron. Rebound. Grabbed by Siakam. Puts it back up and in. 9/10 of a second to go. Kings are still leading. 124-123. Kings now looking long. Davion Mitchell inbounds to Sabonis. Time expires. The Kings, after losing 9 of the last 10 times against Toronto, walk out of here with a 1-point victory, 124-123. Nick Nurse wanting to talk to Zach Zarba, exasperated about a call that wasn't made, apparently. The Raptors led by as many as 16 in the second quarter. The rest of the game, the Kings outscored them 99-82, and they get the victory.
I think it's weird Nick Nurse was complaining about how Fox got pushed.
Please.
Why would he complain about Fox getting pushed?
Nick Nurse can talk to these hands is what he can do. Come on, get out of here. I instinctively, outside of Game 6, 2002, and various exceptions, I don't like whining about refs. I really don't, because a lot of times it's just a crutch for fans when the team loses. It's the refs. And yes, refs make bad calls. I oftentimes will defend refs. Hey, listen, we only notice refs. We only notice them when they do bad things. We don't notice the 90% of the time when they do good things. I don't know why I started talking like that, but that's a fact. And by the way, officials in all sports, especially youth sports, get unfairly criticized all the time by people that take things too seriously. I would like to respectfully, and with that preamble, submit the at least appearance as somebody who has watched NBA basketball pretty much his whole life is that the referees this year suck far more than usual. And it's not just against the Kings. It's just in general. Calls missed all over the place. Inconsistencies from crew to crew. What's allowed here, what's allowed there. Now, I also understand that whether I agree with it or not, stars get star calls. Better teams get better calls. It shouldn't be that way. However, if that's the way it is, I can at least deal with that better if it's consistently done and it's consistently applied. It's like an umpire that has a high strike zone. Cool. Call that a strike in the ninth inning like he called it in the first inning, and we'll adjust. That's fine. It's a little weird you have a high strike zone, but we'll adjust if you're consistent. The problem is there's no consistency. And every night it seems these refs are just missing horrible calls. And last night, Mike Brown, and we'll play the audio and we'll get all kinds of reaction from that. Mike Brown lost his mind. Just you literally saw him snap, and he went out and got his guy Fox's back. And from that point on, in fact, I'd like to see, somebody probably has the number out there, what the Kings did from the moment Mike Brown got ejected until the end of the game. But it certainly was part of what motivated the team. Now, that's right out of the book of, we're on the road. It's been a long road trip. We're in a funk. I need to do something. You know who's really good at that? Steve Kerr, who Mike Brown was under for many, many years. That is a tried and true coach special. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to absolutely lose it. I'm going to wake up this team if I can. If not, I'm getting an early shower and let's go. And it worked. I'm not saying Mike Brown wasn't legitimately angry. I'm saying I'll just bet if we were talking to Mike right now and he was hooked up to a lie detector, he'd say, yeah, I was legitimately angry. That was a lot of buildup, but I also knew exactly, like Mike Brown, the moment he stepped on the court, knew he was getting ejected. And if you go back and you watch, and I went back and watched it like 10 times, I completely zabrooted it, watched it back and forth. There was a split second where you can see he thought about it. Like he sat there, he saw the call, he took a couple of beats and said, screw it, I'm going for it. He dove in, he got ejected. Jordy Fernandez took over, got his first win of his young coaching career. And what a win for the Sacramento Kings, coming back, beating the Raptors on the road by a point, 124-123, and salvaging an opportunity to make this a 3-3 road trip. They will be favored in Detroit. Detroit doesn't have Cade Cunningham anymore, although they did have a victory last night, I believe, over Charlotte. We'll go into that a little bit later as they wrap this road trip up, and then they start a stretch. I think it's like 14 of 18 or something at home, including a lot of games that are very, very winnable. For the Kings to come back 3-3 off this road trip is absolutely tremendous, and they have to win one game in Detroit, which they should not take for granted. This is a trap game if it ever was one. They should not take this for granted, but should they play the way they are, should play, they should be coming back 3-3. A lot of Kings stuff today, including Sam Amick at 8 o'clock. Kevin Huerter, who did not play last night, at 8:27. We'll get an injury update on Kevin Huerter from, well, Kevin Huerter himself. What better way to get an injury update on the Kevin Huerter Show later today? One day late because they were in the middle of shoot-around yesterday. In the meantime, number 2.
Cut number 2.
Looney gets the ball. Curry's hurt. Curry collided with somebody, and he has hurt his left shoulder. His shoulder. Oh, my goodness. Bent over at the waist. Curry in real pain here. And this game in Indiana is taking on a very scary turn right now as Curry walks over to the bench under his own power, but he is not using that left shoulder for anything.
The Golden State Warriors lost to the Pacers in Indiana, 125-119. This is after outscoring Indiana 33-19 in the third. They were outscored 47-28 by the Pacers in the second quarter. Old friend Tyrese Halliburton had 29 points on 9 of 17. He was 5 of 10 from beyond the arc and had 6 assists to go with 6 turnovers and 2 blocks. I actually saw it was a write-up somewhere yesterday. I think it was player rankings. They said Tyrese Halliburton was the new point god, like Chris Paul. That didn't make me feel great. In the end, though, they get the win, and Indiana's 15-14. That's not the story. The story is Steph Curry. All he did, by the way, yesterday was have 38 points in 30 minutes on 5 of 10 from behind the arc to go 7 assists, 2 steals, 7 rebounds, and a block. That's a hell of a game right there, and he did it in 30. But that shoulder situation is something to keep an eye on. Here's the bottom line. Warriors don't have Steph Curry. We've seen that before. Klay Thompson did not play either. They're one of the worst teams in the NBA. And obviously, Steph Curry is one of the best players in the NBA. So that is worth monitoring, whether you're a Warrior fan or not. The NBA is better with Steph Curry in it. Hopefully, it's nothing serious, but it looked a little bit scary for him. Number 3.
Cut number 3.
Smith over the middle, and it is deflected and picked off. Deshaun Gibson has the interception. It was deflected by Talanoa Hufanga. And San Francisco takes over at midfield.
That's Geno Smith getting picked. Week 2, Seahawks, Niners at Levi Stadium. Now they go up to Seattle, the best home field advantage perhaps in the NFL. It is a very loud stadium. Brock Purdy, I guarantee, was spending all week doing all kinds of tricks to make sure that he could be heard, or if he couldn't be heard, that the players knew exactly what he was doing in the huddle, out of the huddle, under center. It's going to be a very big challenge for him. How about Brock Purdy? You face Tom Brady, you win, you get a short week, and now you're playing in one of the most hostile environments in sports, and the only thing the game means, you could clinch the NFC West against one of your, if not your biggest arch rival. The 49ers are favored by 3 in this game. The 49ers are the hottest by streak, by season, second hottest team in the NFL. They have won 6 in a row. This would put them at 10-4. And again, this would clinch them the division, which is pretty much a formality anyways. And it's an incredibly interesting game we will get into a little bit later for many reasons. But again, teams have more film on Brock Purdy now. The Seahawks defense is young and inexperienced, but they're very opportunistic. Will be very interesting to see how Purdy follows up his performance last week, how that oblique is feeling, if that's going to bother him at all. There are a ton of storylines, and we'll get to them all today. In the meantime, we will take a break right now. When we come back, we've got audio for you and more from the game last night in Toronto, the international beam, if you will. Kings Raptors recap next.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Today I'm at Elk Grove Dodge, where it looks like Vince Bloom, the big guy,
also known as Father Christmas.
Well, yeah, Vince, you are dressed like Santa, which means you must be giving out some sweet deals for the holidays.
There's nothing sweeter than saving money on trucks.
So I can expect some big savings on, say, new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorns?
You read Santa's mind. Right now, during the Big Finish event at Elk Grove Dodge, save $12,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s.
Vince, $12,000 off new 2022 Bighorn Crew Cabs?
That's right.
$12,000 is a lot of money, and you've got enough for all of Santa's helpers because, you know, we've been very good this year.
I sure do. I've got 15 of these new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s, and they're all $12,000 off MSRP, starting at $42,520.
Now through January 3rd, save $12,000 on 15 new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s.
Only at Elk Grove Dodge and the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com.
Include $6,000 in 2022 Big Finish and California retail bonus and bonus cash. Sample VIN 455-158 expires 1/3/23.
Carmichael Dave here, letting you know when the housing market shifts quickly like it has the last few months. Having the right mortgage company on your side is crucial in this ever-changing market. We've got just that lender. It's my guy Shelby at United Wholesale Lending. Now, you can check them out at refinancewithshelby.com. They're fast, they're local, and competitive. Shelby's team, as I've told you for years, is well known in the real estate market from real estate agents, title companies, appraisal companies. United Wholesale Lending will even get your offer fully underwritten and approved up front so you can compete with the cash offers. With the increase in inventory, the market has shifted from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Buyers now have the opportunity to shop for the home that's right for them instead of settling for what was available. You can always refi as soon as rates come down, or United Wholesale Lending has alternative loan options like a 2-1 buy down. RefinanceWithShelby.com. That's RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRA number 01864354.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life and your choices with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age, but there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Kevin Dukler here from Westwood One. Coming up on Thursday Night Football, the Seattle Seahawks host the 49ers. Last week, Brock Purdy, replacing the injured Jimmy G, led San Francisco to a dominating win over the Bucs in his first ever NFL start. Now they can solidify control of the NFC West and pick up a 7th straight win. Join me and Ryan Harris for the call on Thursday Night Football.
Get ready for the game with more details and preview at westwoodonesports.com.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly. Don't risk getting stranded with a bad battery. Our professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery does need to be replaced, we'll help you find the best battery for your vehicle and your budget. Don't wait until your battery is dead. Get it tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, is also Northern California's #1 Honda certified pre-owned vehicle dealer.
Come see our amazing selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. We have something for everyone. Don't shop dealer to dealer trying to find the perfect used car. Stockton Honda has the selection, financing, and savings you want. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
One claim based on 2021 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Automotive Company's own one report.
Sactown Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Your Sacramento Kings won a 124-123 brawl last night in America's Hat against the Toronto Raptors, despite losing head coach Mike Brown in the third quarter due to him being tossed. However, this would not prevent Domantas Sabonis from having a monster night.
Fox runs away from it. Feeds now to Sabonis. The lean-in flip for two. He scores the bucket with that left-hand leaner. This game is tied for just the fourth time. We're even at 1-0-3 apiece.
21 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists for Domas. The Kings head to the Motor City to take on the Pistons tomorrow. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. The 49ers take on the Seattle Seahawks tonight in Seattle. The Niners look to take a stranglehold on the NFC West tonight, while Seattle looks to bounce back after an embarrassing loss to the Carolina Panthers last week. The last time these two teams met, it was a blowout in the Niners' favor, even though they lost their starting quarterback, Trey Lance. Those are our headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Been here for a combined 50 years.
Hey!
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Sabonis backdoor cut. Pass Sabonis to the corner. Keegan Murray on the drive. Goes for the two-hand flush. Oh, a great job off the dribble that time by Keegan Murray. And this is now a three-point game at 52-49. Raptors with the ball. They have the lead. Scotty Barnes working on Murray. Posts him up and scores over the rookie.
Yeah, there was back and forth, and the refs were highly questionable. The last time Mike Brown really started going off about refs, the Kings started winning ball games. And I really think when you look back at this season and Mike Brown's imprint on this team, we're going to talk a lot about the culture around the Sacramento Kings today, and a culture that we haven't seen. I don't think we've seen a culture like this in 20 years. And I've covered this team every year. I have not seen a culture. It doesn't mean we haven't had teams with culture. The Bonzi Wells, our Test Kings had a good culture. There were flashes of culture with the Mike Malone era Sacramento Kings, especially in his final year and the end of the year prior. There was definitely some things going on there that were very, very good. But I don't think we've seen a culture this strong and this quick, how quick it's come together. Think about it. We're almost exactly 1/3 of the way through the NBA season. And I don't think to add Sabonis. I mean, they had him for a minute last year, but Sabonis, he's basically new. Herter, Monk, and then, oh, by the way, amongst others, a whole new coaching staff, except Doug Christie, who's a holdover, to completely put a new imprint. That is an incredibly difficult thing, especially when it's not like when Eric Spoelstra took over for Pat Riley, or if Luke Walton is stepping in for Steve Kerr, or whomever steps in for Greg Popovich at some point. There is a years and years and years of a set culture in those franchises, and players that were there for that know how to operate. And you saw, even Vlade Divac, who gets killed for his tenure as GM. One of the things he very much tried to do when he brought in guys like Vince Carter, when he brought in guys like Zach Randolph, when he brought in guys like George Hill, is he tried to change the culture of the team with savvy, high IQ veterans who, brought their lunch pail and just did their job. Guys where you say, that guy's a professional, even though every NBA player is a professional, but that guy's a professional basketball player. They could talk to these guys off the court on bus rides and all that. I mean, Vlade tried to do that. And you could make a fringe argument that some of the fruits of what Vlade did still exist in guys like De'Aaron Fox, for example. But this is really where the culture all comes together. It's where a guy like Harrison Barnes really, really shines. Domantas Sabonis fits in perfectly. And guys like TD and Monk, they're just so great for it. And it all starts with the coaching staff. So last night, De'Aaron Fox is getting his rear kicked in. As a matter of fact, he got Vaselined up at one point because he had a cut by his eye. I mean, literally blood running down his face, and he had to get greased up like he was going out for round 12. Well, Mike Brown saw enough, and whether he just snapped or whether it was premeditated, it doesn't matter. It worked. But man, I've never seen Mike Brown lose it like that.
And now we're going to get a technical foul call on Mike Brown, and Mike Brown is gone. He got hot. Sabonis got in front of him, and Mike Brown is really enraged. He is in the face of Zach Zarba, Jay Triano, Jordy Fernandez, Doug Christie, Sabonis all steering him out there, and Mike Brown has been ejected. First time as a Kings coach, and he'll take the walk with 9:09 to go in the third quarter.
Katrina on the chat, which I've never seen you comment before, and thank you so much. My apologies. I mentioned Doug Christie. I didn't mention Lindsey Harding, who deserves. Lindsey Harding gets almost no press, and I get it. Assistant coaches don't really get a ton of press, and I would say probably 80% of the press she gets is, "Oh, hey, it's a woman on the assistant coaching staff. Oh, isn't that great?" And it is great, but I'd really love to, and I'm going to apologize for omitting her when I spoke about Doug, and thank you again, Katrina. She has been phenomenal, and she has been here through the bad times, and she's here for the good times. And it's not just the surface anecdotes you hear when you cover the team. You ask anybody who covers this team, part-time or full-time, that talks to players, that talks to coaches, that talks to people that are around the team. You want to talk about glue. She is one of the main pieces of glue behind the scenes. The players absolutely adore her, respect her. She's a wonderful leader, but also understands how to deal with professionals, how to help build culture as well. And she's going to be a wonderful head coach in this league someday. I fully believe that. Yeah, she and Doug Christie really, unless I'm forgetting somebody else, I don't think I am, the only two holdovers. And a huge, by the way, obviously, Doug, a huge part of that culture too. Mike gets tossed. Jordy Fernandez takes over. And man, that you want to talk about waking up this team. It was awesome to see.
Here's a baseline cut. Malik Monk with the hammer coming from De'Aaron Fox. A hard left baseline cut to the rim by Malik. Monk now has 9 points. Long two on the way, off the left side of the iron, no good. Holmes trying to keep it alive. It's grabbed by Davion Mitchell to Monk for three. Malik Monk knocks down the three ball. Top of the circle. Monk dribble alive, attacks Scotty Barnes. Drives and kicks. Davis open, left corner, three on the way. He's got the bucket. Hit Fox for three. He's got the triple. Drives and kicks to the right corner. Sealed off as Davis. Back out to Monk. Spots up. He's got the bucket.
Listen to that. Listen to those three balls. And I was playing them in succession. I didn't mean to cut G-Man off, but I wanted to play them all in succession. Make sure you get them in here. Third quarter, Malik Monk, three. Malik Monk, baseline jam. Malik Monk, three. Terrence Davis, fifth three ball, 96-93. Fox, three ball, 101-98. Terrence Davis to Monk for the triple. Those two started the fourth quarter. That's depth. That's depth. Malik Monk has been such a wonderful, wonderful addition to this ball club. And you want to talk about a balanced effort for this team. We'll get into the numbers here in a second, but that is absolute shooting depth. You have surrounded one of the best centers in the National Basketball Association with shooters Oh, by the way, and a guy playing at an all-star level in De'Aaron Fox that can absolutely, like a surgeon, take apart defenses. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't perfect. And I think most people thought when the Kings were down 15-16, I think most people thought that this was going to be a big fat L in Toronto, but that's where depth comes in, and you cannot say enough about Domantas Sabonis.
Fox runs away from it. Feeds now to Sabonis, the lean-in flip for two. He scores the bucket with that left-hand leaner. This game is tied for just the fourth time. We're even at 1-0-3 apiece.
We'll get into Sabonis' numbers as well, but the star of this game, in part, was De'Aaron Fox. It's so good to have him back. So good to have him. I don't know if he's perfectly healthy or not, but this guy fought through literally blood and sweat to help close this game for the Kings.
Gives it up to Siakam. Inside 2 minutes to go. Siakam against Fox, trying to post up. Misses at the rim. Sabonis has the rebound. It's a 20-20 game for Sabonis' second time. Fox in transition creates a tough basket off the dribble, and the Kings lead it 118-113. It's their biggest lead of the ball game. What a drive by Fox.
Excuse me, Gary. I apologize, legend. He was not done.
Ball in the hands of Fox. Stutter step to the line. Pull up Jay. Got the 15-footer. De'Aaron Fox coming up big at crunch time. 26 points, 10 assists, 6 boards for Fox in this one. 120, 115, 1 minute to go in the ball game.
Kings win 124-123. We'll get back into the Kings in another couple of segments. When we come back, let's take a look at the San Francisco 49ers tonight taking on Seattle. We're going to bounce a lot back and forth between Kings and Niners today, as both are incredibly relevant. Sam Amick at 8 o'clock, Kevin Herter at 8:27 from Toronto as they prepare to fly out to Detroit in just a few hours. We're back in 4 minutes. Sactown Sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Get your 49ers fix every week with the return of the Empire podcast, featuring Jay Mars and 49ers insider Emil Fragoso.
Let's go Niners!
At SactownSports.com, your local sports leader.
There's nothing worse than being cold and uncomfortable in your own home. Make sure you and your family are able to enjoy the holidays this winter. At American Energy Heat and Air, they want to make sure your furnace is running safely and efficiently during these cold months for only $49. Take advantage of their 30-point tune-up today. I did. I took advantage of it in the spring, got my air conditioner taken care of. They were out at my house checking everything. It was so cool. They didn't know it was me. I had my wife sign up so they wouldn't know it was me. Wanted to do that test. They were so polite. So nice. Didn't try to sell me on anything. Just took care of my AC, and I was nice and cool all summer. American Energy, proudly servicing the Sacramento community since 1981, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Book your tune-up today for just $49. Call 916-520-9990 or visit them at AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Love Makita Power Tools? If so, you don't want to miss out on this special event. Fasteners Tool Outlet is hosting a Makita one-day sale on Saturday, December 17th. Here you'll find tons of great deals on all new Makita products. Buy a select 40-volt kit and you'll receive up to 2 free 40-volt batteries. Stop by Fasteners Tool Outlet on December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road. Again, that's Saturday, December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road.
Do you take pride in your holiday gift purchases? Or are you someone who just wants to get the whole gift buying ordeal over with? Hi, Doug Christie here, and I'm both. I do like giving great gifts, but I don't have tons of time to do so. So if you're like me, listen closely. Plus, I'll even save you 20% during the holiday season. I'm talking about Good Feet Art Supports. Surprise? You shouldn't be. At last count, roughly 80% of all adults suffer or will suffer from foot-related pain issues. These tend to be active people and people working on their feet, anywhere from 35 to 64. Sound like anyone on your gift list? And during the holidays, when you buy a Good Feet Art Support gift certificate, the Good Feet store will add 20% to its value. That's a 20% bonus free. And remember, Good Feet arch supports come with a lifetime warranty. So you're giving a lifetime of unmatched comfort, balance, and support. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto. Online, goodfeet.com.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Chappell here, serial entrepreneur. I started my first business in a dingy basement of a factory in 1986. Instead of customers, my visitors were rats, birds, flies, and snakes. To psych myself up that I was going to succeed, I wore formal business attire and a tie to that lonely factory basement every day. I was a total type A business geek, crunching spreadsheets for my accounting. Today, my fifth successful business, Patriot Software, makes accounting simple for accountants and non-accountants alike, eliminating the need for many of us business geeks to crunch spreadsheets or wear formal business attire ever again. Go to patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of accounting software free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
Accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Stimulating conversation about kitchen gadgets and baseball cards.
I think that's really crazy interesting.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sac Town Sports 1140.
Brand new week in the NFL begins tonight. Many of you are either in or about to be in your fantasy football playoffs. Dave Richard will join us tomorrow to help you lock in that championship, as it is Week 15. Oh, man. That hurts to read. Week 15 in the NFL. Well, it seems like just yesterday we were watching the Hall of Fame game in August. Seems like just yesterday we were watching the Detroit Lions and Hard Knocks. And here we are, Week 15, middle of December. Very soon we will have, as a matter of fact, this weekend, very soon, we're going to have 3 Saturday games. We now have 4 days a week of NFL football for the next 4 weeks. And then it's on to the playoffs. And then before you know it, it'll be 100 degrees outside in summer. And all we're going to have is dumb baseball. Dumb baseball with whatever the A's are. I don't even know what they are.
Their baseball team, I guess.
I'm super stoked to talk about the A's in July.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. And then the Giants, my Giants, who spent more money this offseason than they've ever spent before, climbing towards $500 million for a third-place finish in the NL West. Yeah. It's the Dodgers and Padres world, and we're just living in it. In the meantime, before we get to the Niners owner meetings yesterday in the NFL, I don't know if any of you read the congressional report on the Washington Commanders and Dan Snyder. I read it. I read the entire thing. And let me tell you, it was a page turner.
You had a lot of time yesterday.
No, this came out a few days ago. It was last week. And yeah, I read it like a book just to see if I could pick something up in there that wasn't out there. A lot of people do a great job, and I should just probably rely on them to provide the highlights, but I wanted to read the whole thing, and I did. I'm not going to lie. I kind of crossed my eyes on a couple of sentences because there's a lot of legalese in there and stuff. But bottom line is this: Dan Snyder's a scumbag, and that's well documented, and did scumbaggy things and has for years. And did gross things, not just scumbaggy things, but gross and scumbaggy, and many of them involved female employees in and around the Washington Commander organization. Listen, I'm not in the habit of trying to I don't like doing the whole, sports comparisons are fun when it's like, hey, Michael Jordan or Kareem, LeBron James, yeah, that's fine. That's what we do. What I don't like doing is comparing crimes or terrible things. Like, for example, I've heard the argument, well, which is worse, Dan Snyder or Donald Sterling? Who's worse? You know what? I'm not going to get in the habit of comparing racism to misogyny and out-and-out harassment. I think we can all agree they're really bad. They're really bad. And my opinion, maybe it's because I'm super woke. I hope this isn't a woke opinion, because consultants say, go woke, go broke. I've read this before in catalogs. I would hope it's a universal opinion that if you are a blatantly open racist, like Donald Sterling was, or you are either are or a party to or whatever to sexual harassment over and over and over again, you've created a culture of harassment, and you've created a good old boy culture, as you will, where women, amongst others, feel incredibly threatened in working for your organization, whether it's a football team or an accounting firm. I would hope that you would be ousted, and it would be very obvious. And Dan Snyder selling the Commanders, here's his punishment: billions of dollars in profit, and he can sail on yachts and do God knows whatever and never, ever, ever get any sort of real punishment because, of course, he's a billionaire. Literally, that would be his punishment. You're no longer allowed to say you own the Commanders. That's your punishment. But you get billions of dollars, you get a golden parachute, you live the rest of your life, your family is generationally wealthy, and you never have to pay a price for anything.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
Oh,
but the NFL and all their wisdom can't get their heads around it. Here's Roger Goodell on the viewership of women in the NFL being down.
We take issues about respect very seriously. Respect for women, but respect for everybody. And so from our standpoint, our process held that up. As you know, Cleveland Matter with Deshaun, it was an independent person who made that decision. We took the opportunity to appeal that and came up with a more significant discipline.
Listen, this is where I get in trouble because I end up taking off half our audience, but I'm sorry. The NFL is the roughest thing. The NFL, when you really stop and think about it, it for me is the toughest cover in this whole job. I love the NFL, man. I love football. I love it. I play fantasy leagues. I love my Niners. I watch every game I can, like a lot of people. And so I try to not stop and think about how the NFL, first off, is run by an openly racist cabal of old white men who have documentedly been racist recently. Again, I'll say it over and over again. Just look up race norming in NFL, and this isn't something that was in the 60s. I mean, it was, but this is something that was very recent, that cares less and less about players, that gets everything wrong when it comes to what's right and wrong ethically. They get everything wrong. And then you hear Roger, well, we take very, you take really, do you take it very seriously? Okay. So how about the sale on the Commanders? Let's get an update there.
I don't have any expectations on that. Dan's statement that he put out was that he was exploring that, and we will continue to work with him on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here's the difference between a guy like Roger Goodell, a corrupt thug of a politician like Roger Goodell, and Adam Silver. Adam Silver's like, yeah, that's not going to work. You're out, Donald Sterling. Yup, that's not going to work either. Remember when Silver sat back for a week and let his fellow NBA governors behind the scenes, along with himself, figure out the Robert Sarver thing, and now Sarver's selling. And again, I don't want to compare the Suns situation to the Commanders situation because they're both terrible. But the difference is one guy's going to sell. Snyder's going to sell, I'm sure. But how Roger Goodell's dumb, cowardly, soft, well, I don't really have any update. I mean, you saw Dan. How about this? How about harassment is not going to be tolerated in the NFL? We have a culture of toxic masculinity that goes hand in hand with the sport itself that we're going to try to change. And it starts with people like Dan Snyder, who will sell his team, and the NFL will be better for it. There's an update. I'm not indifferent, by the way, to the fact that there has to be some politics played by a guy like Roger Goodell, that you don't want to tick off Dan Snyder, or there's a certain party that doesn't want to embarrass Dan Snyder publicly because it might change his mind. Maybe he'll lock his feet in and sue and make it a whole mess. Whereas I'm not indifferent to the idea that behind the scenes, Goodell wants him out terribly, as do many of the other owners. I'm not indifferent to that. But my goodness gracious, why not just, I get it, but feel free to come out and say, yeah, enough's enough. I get it. I do. It's just so weird and so sad and so gross. And yeah, it ticks me off. Sorry about ranting.
It's okay.
But it just doesn't get enough press, man. It really doesn't get enough press. And to hear Roger Goodell slime those words out of his mouth is just absolutely gross. To make it up to you, we'll get back to the Niners in the next segment. Niners, Seahawks tonight. I don't want to cheat you out of that as well. Niners, Seahawks tonight. It's a huge, huge game. We're back right after this.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Live and past broadcasts of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and Cattles and Rami. Interviews, podcasts, and more. They all live on the Sactown Sports 1140 app. Download the app now in the App Store and Google Play.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell. You hear the phrase a lot this time of year, happy holidays. But holidays are not always happy, particularly for guys grappling with a divorce that they didn't choose. These men need more than the help of a good lawyer. They need the hope and encouragement of a good friend. Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Sacramento area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com, 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Thursday forecast starts out crisp and cold again. Expect some areas of patchy fog and some frost. Temperatures this afternoon rebounding in the mid-50s with mainly sunny skies. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's Kia's season of giving at Folsom Lake Kia right now. Give yourself the gift of a brand new Kia from Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted Kia dealership for over 20 years. FolsomLakeKia.com. That's FolsomLakeKia.com.
There is beauty and there's uncomfort in owning an older home. The craftsmanship back then, the way they were built, the character, all have their positives. Now, on the other side, older homes need some love and some tenderness, and in our case, some help. Jason Ross here to tell you about the help we're getting thanks to ACR Solar. Now, you hear solar, and you know what? Yes, they do solar, but after years and years of living at our house, the time has come to get a new roof. Our old roof has done its job, but it is done. It's tired, and it looks it. So after doing the proper research and talking with several roofing companies, we landed on ACR Solar. They stood out from the first visit when Joe, their roofing expert, came out and shared his knowledge. We knew at that moment we were at ease because we were in good hands. Also, after our conversations with John, the owner of ACR Solar, that just confirmed what my wife and I already knew, that ACR Solar was the right choice for us. So we're so excited to begin our journey with ACR Solar. We're going to have a beautiful new roof, become more energy efficient, and have the peace of mind we're looking for. ACR Solar, 916-481-2700, or you can visit them at acrsolar.com.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's going on for Chrysler's Big Finish event?
We are finishing the year strong with $10,000 off MSRP on both the new 2022 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cabs and Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. Plus, no payments for 90 days. And when you come in, ask about our Hoblet exclusive 4.99% financing for 84 months.
Are you sure that's for both the Laramie and Bighorn?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And it gets even better. Right now, you can save up to $2,500 off MSRP on the all-new 2023 Wrangler Unlimited 4xe, both Rubicon and Sahara. But you better hurry because the $7,500 federal tax credit ends December 31st.
Well, hurry in before the savings is gone. Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Best prices, best selection, period. 10,000 total net savings after 5,000 factory rebates and 5,000 dealer discount on Laramie, and 6,000 factory rebates and 4,000 dealer discount on Bighorn. Rebates may include $2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance with Chrysler Capital qualify, and up to $1,500 in Hoblet Ram coupons only while supplies last. Special 4.99% financing for 84 months on approved credit through Travis Credit Union. Must have 760 plus FICO score to qualify. $1,415 per $1,000 borrowed. 2,500 total net savings on Wrangler after $1,000 factory rebates and $1,500 dealer discount. 7,500 income tax credit offered by third party subject to change without notice. 10 savings dealer for details.
My mother owned Christmas. Well, not in a literal sense, of course, but she had an extraordinary way of making sure the holiday was perfect for her family. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa for Naturewood Home Furnishings. I'll never forget my daughter's first Christmas when every present under the tree was for my mother's first granddaughter, while the rest of us had to look in the spare bedroom for our gifts. Now, those memories always bring a smile to my face. My mother always taught, have a bit of Christmas in my home every day of the year. That can be a tiny happy Santa bauble, a sparkling memento on the wall, or a comfortable rocking chair. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you find the perfect accent piece for every room in your home during their annual holiday sale, including unique mirrors, clocks, wall art, rugs, chairside tables, curios, accent chairs, recliners, lamps, and more. You'll find that perfect bit of Christmas for your home. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Nick Cattle saying start your holidays right with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from California Backyard. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, it's turned me into a pro. Think outside the kitchen this year and cook your whole holiday meal on Napoleon Gas Grill. Napoleon, they are the grills built to last, all made with premium steel that boasts quality. Check out Napoleon Grills today at any of the 4 nearby California Backyard locations. Always the best in backyard living. California Backyards, check them out, Napoleon.com.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, curbside pickup, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
The flagship.
Ball game. Sacramento wins.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports 1140. The flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. Sactown Sports. Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Your Sacramento Kings won a 124-123 brawl last night in America's Hat against the Toronto Raptors, despite losing head coach Mike Brown in the third quarter due to him being tossed. However, this would not prevent Domas Sabonis from having a monster night. 21 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists for Domas. Kings head to the Motor City to take on the Pistons tomorrow. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. The 49ers take on the Seahawks tonight in Seattle. The Niners look to get a stranglehold on the NFC West with a win tonight, while Seattle looks to bounce back after an embarrassing loss to the Carolina Panthers last week. Last time these two teams met, it was a blowout in the Niners' favor, even though they lost their starting quarterback at the time, Trey Lance.
Smith over the middle, and it is deflected and picked off. Deshaun Gibson has the interception. It was deflected by Talanoa Hufanga. And San Francisco takes over at midfield.
Those are our headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
text or call the show at 916-339-1140. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Oh, you guys are all fine and neat. Some grades coming in on Nate's updates. We got a 9 out of Kevin. Russell's still at a 7.
That's okay. That's okay. That didn't feel perfect, so.
Yeah, that's fine. Good morning. Good morning. You can watch us at Sactown Sports' YouTube page. Of course, listen to us on 1140 on all the different apps. And if you miss us, you can watch us back on the replay on YouTube, or you can download the podcast, subscribe, leave a comment, do your thing, whatever.
Please rate my sports updates too.
Yes,
please. If you're in the chat, or text me if you have my phone number, feel free.
1-800-920-1140. You can text us at 916-339-1140. Hey, Brock Purdy, everyone.
Purdy going to drop back to pass. Under pressure, going to step up, try to run forward and go to the end zone standing. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Aha, but he wasn't done.
Purdy going to throw for the end zone for McCaffrey. Makes the catch for a touchdown! What an adjustment there by Christian McCaffrey.
What an adjustment by Christian McCaffrey. You know, Brock Purdy can make 49er history versus the Seahawks this weekend. I'll thank old friend Kyle Madsen on Niners Wire for writing this up that came across my desk. And this has nothing to do, by the way, with Brock Purdy being Mr. Irrelevant and not at all. If he throws 2 touchdown passes or more against Seattle, he'll be the first 49er rookie since at least 1970 to throw 2 or more touchdowns in 3 consecutive games. In fact, the Niners have only had 9 games where their quarterback threw 2 touchdown passes in Seattle since 1976. The first quarterback to do it, Jim Plunkett, who most of us, of course, associate with the Oakland Raiders. Garoppolo did it in 2021. Let's see. Big Nick Mullins did it in 2018 and 2020. Alex Smith did it back in 2009. Hey, whatever. Boy, wouldn't that be great. But bottom line is this. Just get a win. Just get a win any way you can. And that's Thursday Night Football tonight. It is a short week. The 49ers are favored by just 3 up in Seattle, which is mildly surprising. But listen, Seattle's 7-6. They're 3-3 at home. The Niners have won 6 in a row. And obviously, you get 3 points just for being at home. So you'd like to think neutral field, the Niners would be favored by 6. It makes a little bit more sense there. And really, I think the Niners, not that they are taking it for granted, but the Niners are going to win the NFC West, barring some sort of crazy collapse, which you never know can happen. And it's so funny when you look at the playoff picture. The number 1 seed is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. They are 12-1, and again, barring some crazy collapse, they will be the number 1 seed. The Niners have an outside shot at taking over the Vikings' place as the number 2. The Vikings still have the Colts, Giants, Packers, and Bears. So that's why I say outside shot. Now, they lost to the Lions, but the Lions actually have playoff hopes all of a sudden, albeit not crazy playoff hopes. But the Lions, as they say, are in the hunt at 6-7. When you go down the seeds, the top 4, that is, your division winners, it's quite hilarious. The Eagles are 12-1. The Vikings are 10-3. The 49ers are 9-4. The Buccaneers are 6-7. And are currently the 4 seed, ahead of the Dallas Cowboys, who are the 5 seed right now at 10-3. By the way, the Cowboys have played a stronger schedule thus far than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And right now, the Commanders are at number 6 in a tiebreak over the Giants. But let's just talk for a quick second and then get back to the Niners. This is why divisional seeding is so stupid. It's just so dumb the way the schedules work. There's no point. If I was the commissioner of sports, one of the first things I would do is get rid of geographical seeding. NBA playoffs happen 1 through 16. And then obviously your plans and all that 1 through 16. Everybody's got a private jet. Everybody's flying in luxury, staying in 5-star hotels. It's still a long flight coast to coast. I understand that. But I'd rather schedule it out. Who's gonna get mad at elongating the season by 2, 3, 4 days, or playoffs by 2, 3, 4 days, whatever it is, cumulatively over the life of the playoffs to accommodate travel? Nobody is. It's just more money, more commercials, more being in the public consciousness. But when you're a 10-3 team and your only crime is the fact that you have a 12-1 team ahead of you, and that's actually going to cost you a playoff seed over a team that's 6-7, simply because they happen to be in a division. Let me try to put this in fantasy football terms. You ever play a week in fantasy football? And I don't know, whatever your scoring is, doesn't matter. But let's say you score 150 fantasy points. Everybody's going off. But the guy you're playing scores 155. You're the second highest scoring team in your 12-man league that week. Yet you lose just like the last place guy because you just happened to luck of the draw play the one guy that scored more than you. That's kind of what's going on in sports. Who cares? Who cares about the divisional rivalries? Can still be there. You know how you do that? You schedule each other a couple times a year. Great, wonderful, grand, super. But in the end, your top 4 seeds should be the guys with the top 4 records. Same thing in baseball, which has actually made strides at correcting this. It's just gross that conceivably a team that is under 500, whether it's Tampa Bay or Carolina, could end up being the number 4 seed in the NFL. Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions are also 6-7. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers' strength of schedule, 485. The Detroit Lions' strength of schedule, 604. Meaning teams the Lions have played have won 60.4% of their games as opposed to Tampa Bay's 48.5. That's under 500, yet they have the same record. And right now, Detroit is scrambling to try to get into a playoff spot, and they need a little bit of help. Whereas the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the 4 seed. Somebody tell me how that makes sense. Why Tampa Bay would deserve to be in over Detroit. They're both 6-7. It's very simple. Do you have a head-to-head? Yes. Who won the head-to-head? This team? Great. You didn't have a head-to-head, or maybe you played twice and you tied 1-1. Strength of schedule. That's it. Strength of schedule. If you have the same record, but the teams you've played are better than the teams the other team has played, you're the better team. Or at least on paper, you're the better team. But we may be in a situation where an under 500 team gets in the playoffs because they happen to be in a division in the NFL. And the Detroit Lions, which are a great story. The only people that don't like the Detroit Lions are Detroit Lions rival fans. Who doesn't like the Lions? Who doesn't like Dan Campbell?
Washington, too, may not make it.
Right. And it's stupid. Now the NFL loves it. Are you kidding me? The NFL would much rather have Tom Brady make the postseason than Detroit or even the Commanders. It's the same thing in the NBA. Again, why do I care if you're in the Eastern or Western Conference? I'm so tired of hearing, and the East has gotten a lot better. A lot better. But I'm so tired of, you know, well, if they only didn't play in the West. That makes a lot of sense that you're in the West, and all the years the West is dominated in the NBA. That makes a ton of sense. You play a tougher schedule because you're playing within the Western Conference. You have the same record as somebody in the Eastern Conference who played a much easier schedule, but because of geography, they make the playoffs and you don't, even though you have the same or better record than they did playing a tougher schedule. You're a better team. Who cares? You know what I want to see right now? I want to see the 1 seed, if the playoffs ended today, be the Boston Celtics. And then I want to see in the other bracket the 1 seed being the Milwaukee Bucks. You know, the 3 seed would be the Pelicans. Why? They have the 3rd best record. Oh, God. Oh, no, the Pelicans. They're in the Western Conference, but they're closer to the East anyways. Who cares? Teams that all go for it, mostly. Anyways. We'll get into the Niners more a bit later. Also, Sam Amick at 8 o'clock, Kevin Herter at 8:27. But Thursday Night Football tonight, Niners versus Seattle. We'll take a quick break, 60 seconds, a quick pause here. When we come back, tough officiating for the Kings, the Niner line tonight, and jerseys, and your favorite basketball team. It's Nate Littlefield's version of 3 for Madness. It's next.
Live and local. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Have you heard the news? New Hondas are back at Capital City Honda, including the all-new redesigned 2023 CR-V and HR-V. Stop by today or visit us at capcityhonda.com and see our new car inventory with no dealer markup. Have a car to sell or trade? We're paying top dollar for any make and model. Cap City Freeway at the Fulton Avenue exit by the Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. capcityhonda.com.
American Energy wants to make sure you and your family are safe this winter with a $49 furnace tune-up. Plus, if you're ready for a new one, get half off with American Energy's 50% off furnace special. With 0% financing and payment plan options available, there's no reason to keep putting off making your home safe, warm, and comfy for you and your family this holiday. Call American Energy today at 916-520-9990 or visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. 50% off furnace when you purchase a whole home HVAC system. Limited time only. Cannot be combined with other offers or specials.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Question 1.
916-339-1140 is your text line. Jason out today. He's still battling those kidney stones. Jay with a scheduled managerial day off today. I believe he'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully Jason as well. But our thoughts with him as he is hopefully in the process of anyone who's had kidney stones knows the deal. Hopefully he's going to be done with that very soon. But
he's got to quit drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah, for real. From the 916, Seattle won the division at 7-9 a while back. Got a home playoff game and won.
2010, I believe.
Wasn't that the Saints? Beastquake. Yeah,
Beastquake,
God,
yeah.
that's still that and the Derrick Henry run. 2 favorite runs that and Garrison Hurst.
I was going to say Garrison Hurst. That run
the
is
Jets
awesome.
in overtime. Yeah, that was fantastic
God,
too.
Amazing.
3 for Madness. Nate Littlefield stepping up, doing a fantastic job. Question 1.
Do fans need to expect tough officiating for the Kings the rest of this NBA season?
They should expect it. And I always say expect the worst. That way it doesn't hurt as bad. And then when something good happens, hey, it feels even better. If you expect the worst, your expectations will simply be met if something bad happens. The Sacramento Kings are in the process of a culture and a reputational change. It's not fair. I'm not defending it. And to be incredibly clear, I hate it with the passion and fire of a red-hot sun. But the reality, especially in the NBA, is that officiating can be subjective. I do not think that there's a conspiracy against the Sacramento Kings. I do not think, unlike in 2002, that refs or the league are conspiring to keep the Sacramento Kings down. On the contrary, I think the Kings are being recognized as one of the best stories in the NBA. I think the NBA wants the Kings to do well, but I think that referees are human beings that become habitual. And they get used to giving certain players calls and leeway, and they get used to not giving certain players calls and leeway. Now, here's the bottom line. De'Aaron Fox is in his 7th year in the NBA. He's a borderline all-star. It's about time he starts getting calls. Domas Sabonis is a 2-time all-star, soon to be 3-time all-star, that is having a top 10 MVP season. And by the way, it's time we start saying that out loud, as silly as it sounds. It's not silly. He's having a top 10 MVP caliber season. And what I mean by that is not winning the MVP, because he will not. But in MVP voting, he should get some 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th place votes. You know what I'm saying? He's having a fantastic year. Barring a sudden collapse, he will make the All-Star game in February. And when you look at this Kings schedule, as of right now, they have one national TV game left. I don't count NBA TV, and that's a pre-scheduled before the season game against the Rockets Wednesday, January 11th. That is about to change, I assure you. Again, I'll keep saying the disclaimer, barring a collapse. You're going to start seeing the Kings added in. They'll get a TNT game or two. They'll probably get another ESPN game or two. They'll certainly get more NBA TV games. I would be really surprised, not counting that Houston ESPN game, if the Kings didn't get at least 2, if not 3 more national TV games as the networks start flexing out.
Houston NBA TV game, right?
No. Houston's ESPN. Houston is ESPN Wednesday, January 11th.
Why did they book that game?
Because before this, the NBA tries to give everyone a national TV game if they possibly can, and in that case, they could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Houston was certainly not supposed to be relevant, and they're not. Sacramento was definitely not supposed to be relevant as well.
They thought it'd be competitive.
They thought it would at least. You could take 2 irrelevant teams and a huge market like Houston, put them on national TV, and be done with it. But I expect you will see at least 2, if not 3, more major network national TV games. And what is my point? We're talking about officiating. My point is this: the more exposure they get, the more they're on SportsCenter, the more respect these players get around the league, the better the officiating should get. We will see, because so far this year, on the whole, it's been trash.
I wonder how officials see the Kings, because like you said, they're human.
Mm-hmm.
After something like last night, a lash out like that from Mike Brown, it's weird to say, but do officials take that personally and they think about it down the line?
Yes.
So do you think officiating will get even tougher for the Kings later in the season?
It depends on if you think that they're going to be they're going to hold a grudge. Now, there's a big difference between embarrassing officials, calling out their credibility, and criticizing officials. And I think Mike Brown has done a very good job at criticizing. And by the way, the numbers have backed him up. Remember the Tyler Hero. Remember the Klay Thompson deal. Did we just get a power flash in here?
That scared me.
Ooh, that did too. Yeah. I know they're working on stuff. Anyways, those calls that were later overturned in the last 2 minutes. Last night, what's going to happen now is they're going to go back in the process of dealing with Mike Brown, which, by the way, we haven't mentioned this yet, but there's a really good chance Mike Brown's going to not be coaching in Detroit. We'll wait on the NBA's ruling
really?
Because of and this is where it's going to get a little bit janky, because of the contact with the referee. I want to say it was Zach Zarba got in Mike Brown's way to kind of shield him off, and there was a little bit of a bump there. And a lot of times the NBA has a no tolerance policy when it comes to something like
That's
that.
Tough.
Plus, they've also been, to the NBA's credit, been, as far as we know, a little bit lenient with Mike Brown early in the year. We didn't hear about any fines when it came to his comments against the refs. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. We just didn't hear about them. Usually you will see a statement that Mike Brown has been fined XYZ PDQ. If I was betting, I would 51-49 say he's going to miss the Pistons game. At the very least, he's going to get about a $25,000 fine. We'll probably hear about that today. But when you make a point of it, it gets reviewed, it gets talked about, these refs get graded. So, and Mike Brown understands how the process works. He's not an idiot. Hopefully this will go towards the refs being a little more fair-minded when it comes to the Kings in the future. I don't think they're purposely doing this. I just think they're being bad at their jobs. Number 2.
Question 2.
Well, the line has changed since I wrote this morning, but I'll read it as I wrote it.
Okay.
Should the Niners be favored by more than 3 points against the Seahawks?
I have it at 3 points. What are you looking at?
I'm seeing Bleacher Report at 3.5.
Okay, well, I'm on ESPN.
Which is kind of a big deal, because in the NFL, I mean,
it is a big deal.
That half point is huge in the NFL.
It is. I will say this, and I'll say the same thing I say all the time. My buddy is a huge betting guy. Lost a car payment, let's put it that way, over the weekend on bets that, listen, generally when you make a bet, you should feel like that bet, even though there's never a sure thing, you should have a strong feeling about that game and not bet just to bet. I'll go back to the Knicks Kings game last week. The Kings, coming off that win in Cleveland and with some rest, were playing a Knicks team with a worse record, a Knicks team that had some issues, and the Kings were underdogs by 2.5, and the Knicks blew them out. On paper, do I think the Niners should be favored by more than 3 or 3.5? Yeah. On paper, if I was setting the line and I didn't know anything about any lines and I was in charge of setting the line, I would probably set this line Niners 6.5 or 7.
This half point for me is telling me that Brock Purdy is probably going to play too.
I don't think Brock Purdy moves the line a half a point.
Really? You don't?
I don't think Vegas is. I don't think Vegas is going to. It takes a lot to move a half point or a point.
That's true.
I don't think Brock Purdy yet in Vegas. And remember, by the way, it's not just some dude in a room setting the lines. Also, the lines are based on books.
Yeah.
Try to set lines. Right. If the line goes up, in this case, the Niners are favored by more. That means a lot of money has been coming in on the Niners. And now Vegas is trying to even out that money and get some on the Seahawks. I think by game time, this is going to be a 4-point game. I do. I think it'll probably go up another half a point. So there is value here right now. But Vegas is, as I always say, it's shiny for a reason. These people know what they're doing with scary, scary accuracy. Number 3.
Question 3.
Yesterday was Jersey Day for the Kings. I don't know if you saw, but Chris Watkins was featured on the Kings Instagram.
I did not.
Jersey. Yeah.
Good for him.
What is your favorite / least favorite jersey in all of sports, current or past?
Oh, boy.
I'll jump in here
Please.
first if that's cool. I think the gold Kings jerseys get a lot of hate. I don't hate them that much. I just want to chime in on that. You know what I'm talking about? You hate them? I don't think they're the worst thing ever. I think they get way too much hate.
Not you, man. Not you.
I don't think they're the worst thing.
I like you. I really legit.
Well, that's
like
news.
I like
play the
you.
breaking
I
news
do.
here?
I like you, Nate.
Come on, I didn't mean to make you
This
upset.
gold jersey Kings underground faction of ding-dongs.
I'm not saying I love them. I'm not saying I love them. All I'm saying is they're not the worst thing I've ever seen.
They're literally the worst NBA jersey I've probably ever laid eyes on. They actually spell out lame when they talk about the type of gold. It's gold lame. I get it, but there's a reason it's lame. First off, it's reverse Laker colors. Disgusting.
Okay.
Secondly, it's a gross, weird looking gold.
Okay.
They are such, the person that designed them must have lost a bet. Seriously, lost a bet. I'm not even getting into the fact that they represent the worst of the Maloof years and all that. And now there's this faction, a tiny faction, thank God, that want them to come back. The Kings team store actually, I think, sells them online. And it's like, I'm happy to say 99.9% of Kings fans understand that they're a shiny bastion of crap. But I think sometimes people become contrarians enough to where something can be so terrible that they want it back. And I don't understand why bell bottoms never came back, and those are terrible. That's something terrible I could see coming back.
They're coming back. No,
are
they're
they coming back?
Yeah, you're on
Okay.
top of it.
But these gold jerseys.
Can I explain my reasoning?
Yes. Do you have a sight problem?
I have. Oh yeah. Well, I have a
Okay.
lot of problems,
All right,
Dave, but
okay.
you know that.
Yeah.
So my dad is an artist. He paints. He painted Mike Bibby in like 2008 in the gold jersey. No, that would have been awful. He did a full life-size painting of Mike Bibby in the gold.
Yeah.
And we always had that around, so I was like, okay, that's cool. I think that's why it's kind of, I don't hate it.
So you have a sentimental reason.
Yes.
Well, that's at least there's an explanation there. Your
I'm
dad
just
painted
explaining
it.
myself.
This
this isn't for everyone. This isn't for the cult, the gold cult, whatever they call themselves.
The gold.
Yes, the gold.
The gold cult.
Yes.
I would say this, other than the gold jerseys, God, those red jerseys were an abomination. I hated those too.
Those city jerseys, those They were the city, that the blue,
the red with the baby blue. Those sucked. I love the black and baby blue and red pipe jerseys. The one we have.
I have a Kevin Herter one of those.
And honestly, I don't like recency bias, but I gotta be honest with you, man. For me, and I know I'm on an island. But this year's city jerseys, I love gray. I love gray with the little kind of purpley pink on the side.
The side is supposed to represent the stadium too, or Golden One Center.
I love these jerseys.
Pretty cool.
I gave them a bunch of crap over the red jerseys, but I'm fair, man.
Yeah.
And it's all an opinion. You know what? I don't care. Guess what? We're the gold jerseys. If you're gonna win a championship, I'll take gold. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just win. Ultimately, it doesn't matter.
Real quick, NFL.
Yeah.
The Seahawks neon green. Hate it.
Hate it.
The Steelers have that Bumblebee.
Yeah,
tough. The Packers have that old retro one that's not good. The Diarrhea Jaguars one.
Terrible.
That's bad. I really like the Bengals white stripes
I love
this
those.
year.
Those
I
are
think,
fantastic.
Jay Johnson, me and him were talking about that. That's a good one.
By the way, shout out to the Niners black with red numbers too. I love those jerseys.
They only wear those a couple times.
I know.
I do like the ones they're going to wear tonight too. The '94 throwbacks.
Absolutely.
The whites are
with the black
very
piping.
Yeah.
We'll take a break.
Yeah.
When we come back, where are we at here? Oh my goodness, we got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
going
we got
on.
a.
It's just a 1 minute.
I think
break
we got
here.
someone calling in actually.
Oh, we're going to talk to Shelby.
Yeah,
there you go. And we'll
on Folsom Lake Honda hotline.
That's
Folsom
right.
Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
So we'll get to that, and then we'll get back to Kings and Raptors. We'll hear from the coaches. We'll hear from some players and more. We'll get to Kings Raptors right after this very, very quick break, right after this. And this.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. I began paying employees in 1988. I would handwrite checks and say, here you go, don't cash it until Tuesday. But a teenage employee said his dad wanted to see his pay stub. Pay stub? We don't have pay stubs. Get back to work. He said,
Dad works for the government, and state law requires that I receive a pay stub.
crud. Now I'm supposed to be an expert on withholding payroll taxes and create pay stubs? That's why I created Patriot Software, to help employers with 1 to 100 employees do their payroll correctly with pay stubs. Go to patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
PatriotSoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
Well, hi, Carmichael Dave here, and what a moment, because I haven't talked to him in a while. I think he was a little bit under the weather. My guy, not just my real estate professional, not just my partner on the show, but also my friend, my golf partner, Shelby at United Wholesale Lending. Check him out at refinancewithshelby.com. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Good morning.
You all 100% ready to go?
I am.
What's going on out there? The market is crazy. It's up and down. You know, we've been passing out the message that, marry the house and date the rate, the 2-1 buy down, the value you can get. What are you guys up to out there these days?
Yeah, well, the Fed's just met and increased rates 50 basis points. So most people would think, oh, shoot, that means it's not a good time to buy, but it didn't affect mortgage rates that way. Mortgage rates actually came down. So that's good news. And, you know, we were talking about this the other day. Right now is the time to go out there and score yourself a really good deal. So we know that interest rates are going up artificially because of inflation. Once inflation starts coming down, interest rates are going to go down.
Which is harder to figure out what a credit score is going to do, or figure out what a rate's going to do. How does it work, or is there even a logic behind the 50? It goes up 50 basis points, yet affects rates in the opposite way. Is there even a logic behind that, or is it a coin flip?
Well, what it is everybody thinks that mortgage rates are tied to the Fed funds rate, but it's really affecting home equity lines of credit. It's affecting credit card rates. So it's not affecting the 30-year fixed rate.
Gotcha. And right now people can go out, and again, that's what I was saying. We talked about this before, and you and I have talked about it off the air. The deals that are out there, buyer's market, inventory down, deals being made, prices being dropped, getting credits to do repairs if they're there. It seems like right now, even though it's close to Christmas, even though you wouldn't think it, right now seems to be one of the best times to get value on the purchase of a home in this area. One of the best times we've had in a long time.
Best time to score a deal. I mean, I'm seeing appraised values come in way higher than the contract price, and people are negotiating big credits to rehab the homes, and that just wouldn't happen in a really hot market.
RefinanceWithShelby.com. That's RefinanceWithShelby.com. You hear me talking about him all the time. I use Shelby. My friends use Shelby. My family uses Shelby and his whole team over at United Wholesale Lending. NLS number 279051. BRA number 01864354. Break over. It's time for Nate.
Sactown Sports Headlines.
Well, thanks, Dave.
Well,
I'm Nate Littlefield. These are your Sactown sports headlines. Your Sacramento Kings won a 124-123 brawl last night in America's hat against the Toronto Raptors despite losing head coach Mike Brown in the third quarter.
And now we're going to get a technical foul call on Mike Brown, and Mike Brown is gone. He got hot. Sabonis got in front of him, and Mike Brown is really enraged.
However, this would not prevent trilingual Domas Sabonis from having a monster night. He put up 21 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists. The Kings head to the Motor City to take on the Pistons tomorrow. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. And the 49ers take on the Seahawks tonight in Seattle. The Niners look to get a stranglehold on the NFC West with a win tonight, while Seattle looks to bounce back after an embarrassing loss to the Carolina Panthers last week. Last time these two teams met, it was a blowout in the Niners' favor. Those are your Sactown sports headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. On Sactown Sports, 1140.
The grades continue to roll in for Nate Littlefield's updates. The lie told there by Nate was the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Not today. Jason Ross is out. He's still battling those kidney stones. We're all thinking about him. Jay Mars is always going to be off today. Hopefully both are back tomorrow, but you never know. Of course, we have a holiday time off coming up here, I think the week after next. I don't know how it works out, but between now and the third of the year, the new year, it's going to be all over the place. So we appreciate you all tuning in, whether it's on Sactown Sports, the YouTube page, whether it's on 1140 itself, whether it's on KYMX HD2, I think it is, on your high-def radio, and all the different apps. It's funny. We were talking about jerseys. On the text line, these texts are right one after the other. Text one. Remember those old Tampa Bay Buccaneer uniforms? Totally gross. Talking about those orange ones.
With the pirate fighting the...
Yeah. Then the very next text. Hey, man, remember those Tampa Bay Buccaneer uniforms, the creamsicle ones? Those are dope. It just goes to show you, taste is like a lot of people love those like doo-doo brown Padres uniforms, like the brown and yellow Padre uniforms.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I am too. But there's people that love that. Swear one of their favorite uniforms they've ever seen. Same thing with the black with the yellow striping Pirates uniforms.
I will say, best thing about the A's is their uniforms. Those
A's uniforms
Kelly
are
green,
great. They're great.
Great.
I'm a Giants fan. Listen, this is sacrilege. I think the A's overall have better looking uniforms than the Giants through the years. And
that's fine to say.
I love the gray roadies for the Giants. I love the old school white Giants with the big Giants over the front. The Will Clark era ones. I mean, their uniforms are fine. They're clean uniforms, but the A's uniforms do that. That the whole color scheme is awesome. You said trilingual, Domas Sabonis. Thought this audio was pretty cool. People forget that Domas grew up. I mean, he was a worldly guy, having a dad that played internationally and in the NBA. And Domas grew up in part in Spain. I want to say Malaga, Spain. And he was asked a question last night, just randomly asked a question in Spanish at the post-game presser, and here was his answer.
Pues muy pesado, muy pesado. No, está haciendo un trabajo muy duro en defensa. Está siempre diciéndonos dónde estar y nos ayuda mucho. Es el primer entrenador en defensa y así es como vamos a ganar partidos.
I mean, I don't know what he said. I took 3 years of Spanish. I heard defense in there. I heard important, I want to say, in there. But certainly sounds like fluent Spanish. I was on King's Reddit, and people that obviously speak Spanish were breaking it down. We're so happy to hear his saying that he was fluent. Like, that's not like he wasn't like struggling through it. Like, it was just a language to him, and said he actually had I think it was a Southern Spain heavy accent, which is always crazy. I mean, it'd be one thing if I could understand another language, but to be able to understand another language and the accent that goes there as well, which is why I always admire people that come here where English is not their first language, and to hear me speak and then some English dude from Britain, and then to hear like somebody from New Orleans and then somebody from Boston, like we take all that for granted. Like we notice there's an accent, but no big deal. Imagine English being your second language and having to figure that out. Or hearing somebody say, whoa, dude, that guy's bad. Well, what do you mean? Is he bad? Is he bad?
That guy's so sick.
Yeah, he's sick. Dude, that move was stupid. What? It was? And I always wonder, like, do other languages have, I'm sure they do. Other languages have
Spanish definitely does.
But I always wonder, like, I need to meet somebody that speaks like 30 languages so that they can rank, like, how slangy. I feel like English would be incredibly difficult because there's so many different accents and phrasings. And
I think English is the hardest language to learn, right? It's the general consensus for the most part, or it's it's up there.
Is it? I don't know.
Well, they or there.
Yeah, like
which.
Yeah, but I saw something. Some dude put on Facebook or something. He was doing a French thing in a translator, and it was all like one. It was like 20 different words, but it all sounded like the same word. I feel like every language has something like that. I don't know.
I think it might. Maybe I'm thinking more of a grammar.
If you speak,
issue here,
if you speak on the text line, let us know if you speak 30 languages.
It has to be 30, not 29.
No, 30.
We'll do 30 plus.
Multilingual, multinational, and all victorious last night for your Sacramento Kings as they get a 1-point victory over the Toronto Raptors. Don't forget, in 20 minutes, Sam Amick will join us at the top of the hour. Kevin Herter, the Kevin Herter Show, 8:27 from Toronto. It was such a great win last night for so many reasons, but we talked a lot about culture to start the show. And culture is so important. It makes a difference. It does make a difference on the win-loss spreadsheet. Now, you got to be good. You know, you got to have talent. You have the best culture in the world. If you suck, you suck. But it's the seasoning on the main dish, if you will. It's the salt, it's the pepper, it's the hot sauce. It can make or break it when guys are playing for each other. Now, Mike Brown got ejected last night, and it turned this team around. Now, a natural question would be, well, hold on a second. If they could turn it on after Mike Brown gets ejected, that's a great thing, and we're going to celebrate it. But why aren't we talking about why didn't they turn it on before Mike Brown got? Why do they need Mike Brown to get ejected? Because that happens sometimes. You get in lulls. You get in ruts. You get in lulls and you get in ruts. You said 1 minute, which is now 30 seconds, so I don't have time to play the celebration sound, or do I? Okay, we'll hold on to that until a little bit later because we want to get to the break and get to Sam. But what you saw last night was culture. That was a culture victory, if you will. And it's fantastic to see. When we get back, before we get to Sam, I've got audio from the post-game celebration. Coach Jordy Fernandez was doused with, I think, just water, but we'll see. Pretty sure it was water. And you can just, it's not something you can fake. It's not something you can fake. There are things in this world you can fake. Shout out married people. You cannot fake that culture. And you cannot fake the deals that Hoblet's got out there for you. They're really, really, thank you, really trying to save money. I've been talking about Hoblet for years. And one of the reasons I'm so happy to talk about Hoblet, one of the reasons I'm so very happy to partner with Hoblet is that they are family-owned and operated. That they care deeply about giving you deals. And they care deeply about getting your business back again, and your family's business, and your friend's business. Word of mouth. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. No payments for 3 months. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cabs. No payments. Same thing, 90 days. Tons of HDs on the way. By the way, the 2022 Jeep Wranglers, $2,500 off MSRP, brand new. Rubicon, Sahara, you pick. There's a $7,500 federal income tax credit, ends, well, in about 16 days. You get a hybrid Jeep. No dealer markup on the most popular Ram and Jeep models. You got other dealers adding all kinds of markup to the MSRP. Hoblet's dropping it. Up to 32 miles per gallon highway with Ram Eco Diesel. 25 miles per gallon highway with certain gas engine Rams. And many of those Jeeps get up to 25 miles a gallon on the highway as well. Search, select, and save, HobletDodge.com. You tell them your boy, Carmichael Dave, sent you. We take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get you audio. Kings post-game in the locker room in Toronto yesterday. Sam Amick at the top of the hour at Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Kings insiders Frankie Cardoselli and Chris Watkins give you all things Kings on the return of the Roar podcast.
You know, with these two sitting next to me now, certainly feel comforted.
You can sign up for free at SactownSports.com.
Folks, there's been some fumbles on the way to the big game, but he's been getting some help to get it done tonight. Here's the throw. And he's off to the races. He might go all the way. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown. He did it, folks. He did it.
Regain and optimize your sexual performance, drug-free and surgery-free. The Gainswave treatment will help you get that bedroom touchdown. See what Dr. Dan Botha and his team at Gainswave can do for you. Visit gainswavecalgary.ca.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
An evening with Third Eye Blind. Third Eye Blind. Live in concert in Sacramento. Playing a career-spanning full-band electric set and an extended mid-set acoustic performance. The venue at Thunder Valley, Friday, April 14th, 8 p.m. All new and all incredible. The venue at Thunder Valley. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at thundervalleyresort.com.
Love Makita Power Tools? If so, you don't want to miss out on this special event. Fasteners Tool Outlet is hosting a Makita one-day sale on Saturday, December 17th. Here you'll find tons of great deals on all new Makita products. Buy a select 40-volt kit and you'll receive up to 2 free 40-volt batteries. Stop by Fasteners Tool Outlet on December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road. Again, that's Saturday, December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road.
Year-end pricing is in effect on every vehicle on the lot. Hurry to Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During Happy Honda Days, take advantage of our best offers of the year on our best selection of the year. Drive a new 2022 Honda Accord and get low lease or finance rates when you come in today. Plus, get top dollar for your trade-in. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Got a take? Make sure it's a hot one.
Take a shot right now.
Call or text at 916-339-1140. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Yo, I want to go to that Third Eye Blind show. Couldn't we? Thunder Valley, April 14th.
This is Third Eye Blind, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, dude. Your rating just went down. This is the wonderful Vernon Reed-led Living Color, Cult of Personality. Hits like Cult of Personality, Glamour Boys.
This song rocks.
Song's fantastic. You should really give that entire album a listen.
Okay. I really don't know any other Living Color songs. So
A lot of people don't. They all know Colt's personality, but
that
is a fantastic album. It really is a fantastic
All right,
album.
I might do that.
Cover to cover. They actually should have been a much bigger band. Welcome back. Sam Amick joining us in 14 minutes. Last night after the game, Mike Brown had gotten ejected. Jordy Fernandez was your new head coach. He got his first win. And here's Jordy walking into the locker room. All right, so you get the point. I believe at some point
He gives a speech like, right, you stopped right.
Hey, number one thing, coach fought his ass off. He's gonna have to pay some money, but you guys responded. All right, so in the fourth quarter, we guarded, we got the win. All right, defensive player of the game. Who's got the chain here? Right here. Siakam, 37% from the field.
Okay, see how they started cheering more there. Now, if you haven't seen the video, it's on the Kings Twitter account. I tweeted it as well. Right when they started getting even crazier, it's because somebody figured out where the lights were, and these guys are taking on the road these little laser beams, these little purple laser pointers. So Harrison Barnes gets the necklace, the chain, the defensive player of the game chain, and they all just start beaming him with the lights off. It was awesome.
They're flashing the lights. Yeah, it sounded like he was giving it to Pascal Siakam when you listen on the radio, because they don't say Harrison Barnes,
right.
but it's Harrison. Yeah, and it does get crazy in there.
And you know what? I love it. I believe it's Jordy that actually determines who gets that. You know, even when Coach Brown is coaching, obviously Jordy probably had to lean on somebody to get that step. But I love the fact that it's not like, oh, he looked like he played well, let's give it to him, like on my kid's baseball team or something. Like, they actually go in, and there's a reason why Harrison Barnes got that. And I like it, too, because 12 points, 8 boards, 3 assists for Harrison Barnes on 4 of 8. He did not make a 3. He also did not turn the ball over. But, yeah, he played defense on Pascal Siakam for much of the game. 7 of 19 for Siakam. And that's why they won the game. Listen, Pascal Siakam, all of you know he's a good player. Most of you know he had a little bit of a struggle bus last year. That struggle bus is over. 25 points, 8.5 boards, and 7 assists this season. Pascal Siakam is having a career year if he ever had one. He was already a good player. He's already an all-star caliber player. Career highs in points by over 2 a game. Career highs in assists. He's actually right exactly at his career high for rebounds at 8.5, and he's shooting almost 48% from the field. He's having a phenomenal year. And Harrison Barnes didn't shut him down. That's not what happened. But the fact that Siakam played 43 minutes and he had 19 points on 19 shots. He had 4 rebounds as opposed to 8.5. It's a heck of a pick. And you can tell these guys love that chain. And you know what part of that is? It's pride. That's taking pride in their defense.
How many times is Davion going to get this chain?
I mean,
it's going to be every other win, I feel like.
So, you know, it's funny. I said on my son's baseball team. So there was one year he was playing, and I noticed this with the coaches. So there was a kid on the team, not my son. There was a kid on the team that was clearly the best player on the team. He was the best player on the team. I think out of the 15 games they played, he was the best 14 out of 15. Just smashed the ball every single time. Great in the field. He also played. Just one of those kids that's just every team has its way ahead of everybody else. I don't think he got the game ball because they give out a game ball every game. I don't think he got the game ball until the 11th game. And so I remember joking with a couple of the who are dads, saying, hey, wow. I mean, this wasn't even his best game. What's up? And actually, they made a great point. They're like, no. Like, any chance he should have every game ball. So every chance we get to give some other kid a game ball where we can justify it, we're going to do it. And this was really just the first game where nobody else really did well. So there we go. We've been saving it up. We gave it to this kid who probably deserved it every game. I'm not saying it's the same for Davion. What I'm saying is, anytime Davion gets minutes, you could probably give him that chain. And I imagine he'll be, they could probably rename it the Davion Mitchell Memorial defensive player of the game chain, which is very wordy.
Well, if they go off, the actual stats, like you said, like Jordy came in there and gave the stats on Siakam.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have to give it to Davion, and it's gonna be right in front of everyone's face.
What they,
it's not kids baseball.
They're gonna have to, but there's different stats they can use.
Yeah,
that's they're gonna have to
get creative.
I want to say again, because somebody said it on the text line, when this team comes back, if they don't have factories churning out replica defensive player of the game chains down at Golden One Center, they're losing money.
Tell you what, let's set up a booth outside Golden One, me and you.
Yeah.
We'll make some. We'll get some hot glue. We'll get some silly putty or whatever. We'll make our own. We'll make a fortune if they don't do that.
Honestly, my mom could make it. I'm gonna see if they're gonna market them. If not,
send me your number. Let's do business.
Like if they're never gonna make them, I'll take a bootleg one. But if they are gonna,
they have to.
I mean, come on.
They have to.
They absolutely have to. Real quick, here's Coach Fernandez after the game.
So, first of all, being on the road for so long and facing all these tough teams, coming in this building, very physical team, a lot of length. We struggled, especially defensively. And, you guys saw, Coach got kicked out. I think, the fact that he fought so hard for his players, and then the players responded. And I think it was a collective effort. All the coaches were calm. They helped me a lot. And every single player, they were supporting. They played so hard. We came out with a win. You guys saw it. We shot the three very well. I know we struggled a little bit, and sometimes it happens, especially when you travel and you play all these defenses that are so good. These guys are really good defensively. They switch that length. We got to the right spots. We let it fly, and we saw the ball go in. I think it was an amazing win. And again, then you see Domas, you see Fox, their numbers, right? They led the game at the end. The ball was in their hands. I didn't have to do much, and they brought it. They gave us a win. So it feels good. I think this is for Coach, obviously, fighting for all of us, and then very happy for the players. They made it happen.
Did you get a sense that the frustration with the officiating tonight was also maybe tied into what's happened earlier in the road trip and maybe the season overall in terms of the way you guys have been officiating?
When you play on the road, that's what happens, right? Crowds go up. You may, the whistle, it is what it is. Sometimes we may agree or disagree. Again, especially against really, really good players. Sometimes, again, you can be frustrated. And the way you respond to that, it's the most important thing. You keep composure, you keep playing. And sometimes when you're going to have to complain, you'll do so, and then you'll take the consequences. And, I thought that we compared to other games where I think we got really frustrated and then teams went on big runs. This time, when we saw that happen, we responded in the right way. And that is a huge step for us.
That is a huge step. There's a huge step in many, many different ways. Congratulations to Coach Fernandez. And really, and I know he'd be the first guy to say this. Congratulations to Jordy, but also congratulations to Doug and Lindsay and Davis and Luke and that whole staff. I know Jay Triano, everybody on that staff, and apologies if I got somebody else. Because when that happens, when the big guy gets ejected, everybody's got to step their game up. Everybody's got to move up a chair. And it can throw things into chaos. It can create this team very easily, and probably a year ago, and certainly most of the time in years past, our coach is gone. Oh, well, he quit on us. Well, okay, well, now we're all going to hang our heads, and there's a 26-point loss. And you hear G-Man in his disappointed voice saying, well, the Kings just lost focus tonight. Tough night for everybody. And That's not what happened. The Rocky music started playing. They said, heck no. That's not happening to our coach. We would walk through fire for him. And that's exactly what they did, and they got a victory. We'll take a break. We'll talk about that and more, including a lot of NBA players are now eligible to be moved as of today. We'll talk to Sam Amick of The Athletic about it. We're right back on Sactown Sports.
Live and local. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
You hear the phrase a lot this time of year, happy holidays. But holidays are not always happy, particularly for guys grappling with a divorce that they didn't choose. These men need more than the help of a good lawyer. They need the hope and encouragement of a good friend.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Sacramento area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com, 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Want a joyful and unforgettable experience this holiday season? Come help those in need and light the world through the giving machines. Now through January 2nd at the Galleria Mall in Roseville. Quickly and easily help local charities here in our community or global charities worldwide and make the Christmas season a little more meaningful for yourself and those who are in need. Feel the Christmas spirit and teach those you love that is more blessed to give than to receive. For more information, visit givingmachinessacramento.org.
Carmichael Dave here, letting you know when the housing market shifts quickly like it has the last few months, having the right mortgage company on your side is crucial in this ever-changing market. We've got just that lender. It's my guy Shelby at United Wholesale Lending. And you can check them out at refinancewithshelby.com. They're fast, they're local, and competitive. Shelby's team, as I've told you for years, is well known in the real estate market from real estate agents, title companies, appraisal companies. United Wholesale Lending will even get your offer fully underwritten and approved upfront so you can compete with the cash offers. With the increase in inventory, the market has shifted from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Buyers now have the opportunity to shop for the home that's right for them instead of settling for what was available. You can always refi as soon as rates come down, or United Wholesale Lending has alternative loan options like a 2-1 buy down. RefinanceWithShelby.com. That's RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRA number 01864354.
Have you heard the news? New Hondas are back at Capital City Honda, including the all-new redesigned 2023 CR-V and HR-V. Stop by today or visit us at capcityhonda.com and see our new car inventory with no dealer markup. Have a car to sell or trade? We're paying top dollar for any make and model. Cap City Freeway at the Fulton Avenue exit by the Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. CapCityHonda.com.
The flagship.
Ball game. Sacramento wins.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports 1140. The flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. Sactown Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield. These are your Sactown Sports headlines. Your Sacramento Kings won a 124-123 brawl last night in America's Hat against the Toronto Raptors, despite losing head coach Mike Brown in the third quarter. However, this would not prevent trilingual Domas Sabonis from having a monster night.
Fox runs away from it. Feeds now to Sabonis, the lean-in flip for two. He scores the bucket with that left-hand leaner. This game is tied for just the fourth time. We're even at 103 apiece.
21, 20, and 7 for Domas. The Kings head to the Motor City to take on the Pistons tomorrow. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. 49ers take on the Seahawks tonight in Seattle. The Niners look to get a stranglehold on the NFC West with a win tonight, while Seattle looks to bounce back after an embarrassing loss to the Carolina Panthers last week. Last time these two teams met, it was a blowout in favor of the 49ers, even though they lost their starting quarterback, Trey Lance. Those are our Sactown Sports headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show without Jason Ross today.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Sam Amick joining us in just a second. 916-339-1140. You can text us or you can get in the chat room on the Sactown Sports YouTube page. I love our listeners. From the 916s, I was watching Fred VanVleet put up 39 points. I was thinking it should be against the law for a guy named Fred to go for close to 40. I was thinking, who's on Mount Fredmore? Okay, that's an excellent question as we wait for Sam. Flintstone, obviously. Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers. Those are locks. Probably Fred Astaire, I would say. I don't think Van Vliet's in there. I really don't. It's Frederick. I mean, we got to allow for that, right? That'd be Frederick Douglass. He's got to be in there in the conversation.
Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, I said Fred Flintstone. Fred Savage of the Wonder Years. Fred Durst. I mean, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying. Hunter on NBC, former NFL player, Fred Dreyer. It's you know what? Fred Willard, the late great Fred Willard. I don't think he makes the list. Freddie Couples, Fred Lynn. You think there'll be more Freds? You think there'll be more celebrity Freds? Fred McGriff, newly minted Baseball Hall of Famer. Yeah, I would say Mount Fredmore would be Flintstone, Astaire, Rogers, and then yeah.
Well, Freddy Krueger, maybe.
Oh, ooh. Showing us right now. I don't know if he's on Mount Sammore either. Sam Jackson, Yosemite, I Am, and then I don't know. We'll figure the rest of it out when he's off. But he's certainly on my Mount Sammore, the one, the only, from the Athletic, Sam Amick. Good morning.
Good morning, David. It's funny, the Fred discussion. I have an echo if there's anything we might be able to do.
Oh, he'll take care of that in just a second. We got the bullpen in here today because Jason and Jay are out. So Nate's fighting with the board. Your echo should be gone now, Sam. Test it out. Nice.
My apologies, Sam.
Well done. Uh-huh. Yeah. Ooh. Fred Hoiberg 31? Oh. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I was trying to go low, and to be honest, I was kind of cheating because you made it sound like it would be. It was either going to be lower or he was going to have like a 60-point game, and I didn't think that 60-point game was going to happen. So, before we get started, by the way, YouTube can't hear Sam. Press that button too, would you? Nice. I enjoyed your podcast. Something Celtics Warriors, something Wizards, but you also had a conversation. That's what the fast forward button's for, but I enjoyed your work in 10 times speed. Mo Brazelton got some love, and I saw the video and everything, and you looked very important and distinguished in your glasses. And it was good to see you got dressed up for your national podcast. And it was good because you kind of we've gotten some stories here and there, but you got a little behind the scenes, maybe your best breaking story of the whole season. And it was kind of a team effort. So it was good to see. What? I'm promoting. Sam, I was out sick last Thursday, you might remember, and I threw in wow. And I even said to Jason and Jay, I said, hey, make sure to ask Sam about his podcast coming. I planted a plug for you. You're going to get that on the news talk station you were talking about, I'm sure. He is a guy. Get the echo off. He's working on it. Go ahead, Sam. We're very amateur here.
Mo's a guy that I've known for a long time. He was a sports information director guy at Sacramento City College back in the day when I was like, you're talking late 90s. I was trying to write for the B, and they would barely ever let me write.
Wow. Mm. Yeah, Mike. Hey, did you? I don't want to put you on the spot. By the way, let us know. Yeah, I assume the echo's gone, right? Okay. The echo might come back because YouTube. It's seeming either YouTube can hear you or you get an echo. So if it does, just speak up. Remember, we're not professional here. Let me know if the echo comes. He's going to try to fix it. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I know you have 30 NBA teams to cover. Did you actually? Jesus, Sam. Did you just get into a snowblower? Okay. We're better now. I can hear you. You good? Okay. We're killing it. That's fine. You're not going to get that at the rival station. So, did you see Mike get thrown out? Did you see a clip of it at least? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, he did. He said, excuse me, I happen to disagree with the call on De'Aaron. Now, my question for you is this, your instinct. I've been wondering about this. I was saying, as the Brooder filmed the whole thing, I kept going back and forth on it, trying to figure it out. Your gut instinct. Did Mike Brown snap at that call and lose his mind? Or did Mike Brown take a split second and think, you know what? Might be time for the Bobby Knight throw the chair. Might be time for the Gene Hackman and Hoosiers. I got to fire my team up. I'm about to take one for the team. What would your gut instinct tell you? Sure. You know I'm a Kings fan, you know I'm a honk, and you know I'm a homer. I'm either a homer or I freak out and I get way too negative on this team. Am I off base? And I know you'll tell me if I say that Domas Sabonis, yeah. Hey, Nate, your audio's coming through. Thank you. That's better, right? You can hear just me now? Okay. Am I off base? Is it silly for me to say that if this year keeps continuing the way it is, that Domantas Sabonis at some point at the end of the year will get a couple of 10th place? Are we talking about a top 10 MVP season for Domantas at this point?
Wow, we're putting him in the MVP talk?
I'm not in any way saying he's going to win the MVP, nor should he, or finish in the top 5. But I'm saying, like, one of those, like, also voted fors.
I love you, my friend.
Here we go.
Just like, can we have some all-star consideration first? I mean, can the team make sure that it's in the top 10 first?
No.
What are you doing? You're the biggest homer I've ever come across right now.
He's Diet Jokic. There's no one else. He's the closest we're getting to Nikola Jokic right now. 20, and 5 here, there, twice, and the Kings are putting out numbers. And I know it's cherry picking stats and all that, but okay, what about? Go ahead.
He's Will Chamberlain.
He may not be. Or is Will Chamberlain him? But I'm trying to say here, he might be having his best year in his career other than scoring. Right? I said the other day, he does everything as good or better than Chris Webber did at this point except scoring, and I got absolutely murdered by the fan base. But I think he's having a really good season.
Well, you deserve to get murdered again a little bit. No, he's having. I mean, I'll say this. It's cliche, but it's true. Like, the Kings' mentality right now, with good reason, is, win games, get in the playoffs, everything else takes care of itself. And it's funny, players have been saying that forever. For some reason, in my head, Mike Bibby is the one, like back in the day, because remember, he would always want to be an all-star, but never was.
Yes.
Like Mike, Mike was always like, that would be his standard response, is like, we win, and the individual stuff takes care of itself. I don't know what that looks like for Sabonis, but yes, if they get in the playoffs, and he has these kinds of numbers and it's consistent, and over the course of time, people start looking at the Jokic context and things like that, he's going to get a ton of love. I don't know what it'll look like, but he is absolutely playing fantastic basketball.
Easy question for you. I'm not trying to be specific or anything, but obviously the Kings probably need more size down low. Who are they going to trade for now that everyone's available? Specifically.
I really need a longer question there as the children get out of the car. Do you have any?
Sam, I'll reset it. Sam Amick of The Athletic joining us. Sam, always on top of the heartbeat of the National Basketball Association. So with so many people being eligible to be traded and the Kings obviously making a push towards the playoffs, nay, a championship, who specifically will Monty McNair trade for at some point this season to bolster the team's chances? Go.
I made you repeat a question that I still don't have an answer to, so you're welcome. I've had this like prototype player in my head for a while, which is also not, it doesn't add to the conversation much because he's not available, but like Jeremy Grant has always been like the type of guy that I thought would fit in well with this team. They need, they need wings, they need versatility, they need some rim protection. So I don't know who that looks or what that looks like and who they might be targeting. They also have a predicament of, and we've talked about it before, but like, okay, how are you going to pursue that type of a guy? Specifically the Harrison Barnes quandary, where going into the year, people thought because of his expiring contract, he could be on the move, but he's a pretty important part of their team right now. So, we are always surprised by stuff that develops trade-wise, but in the early going, I just have a hard time seeing what the Kings have of value that they are prepared to part ways with, to get the types of piece or pieces that they're looking for.
I know we're running over, but I'll ask you this. To you, I don't know. You got Rashawn Holmes, obviously is lost out here. Whether it's I imagine every year every team comes up with the platter that they the fans think is worth something. But honestly, with the Kings, it's a give to get type of thing. I expect they'd have to give up a bit more than some of that to get an impact.
Yeah, I mean, Holmes with the money is that's just not a great contract based on what people have been able to see from him recently. They've been so good offensively. Do they like a Terrence Davis comes to mind? He's had some really, really good moments. He can be explosive. So, does that, if you think you can survive without having that much depth offensively, then does he help you get somewhere? I don't know. But it's early. December 15th, as you know, is a big date where it kind of kicks up a little bit, where a lot more trade scenarios are on the table. So I just don't have a great read for it at this point. But it's kind of born out of the fact that, it's just if they drop a bunch of games, then everything I said goes out the window.
Sure.
And they get desperate. If they're winning, I think they're going to be extremely careful about rocking the boat.
That is Sam Amick, NBA writer, Sacramento Bee. Will Domas Sabonis get MVP votes? Sam did not say no. Stay tuned for that. We will.
Let me just put it this way. Listen, his numbers are great.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum was 6th in the NBA last year in MVP voting. And I guess the only point there is top 10, you at least gave me a bigger number than 5.
Yeah.
But that's some rarefied air. So it's not a slight to Sabonis at all to hesitate to put him there. And you're right. His production, all around, I said to someone the other day, he's like Vlade with muscles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, when we hang up at some point, when you get some time, go look at Weber's age 26 season with the Kings and Sabonis's age 26 season with the Kings. Just look across the board and you let me know how crazy I am. I'm telling you.
Well, and even, I'll look at the Jokic stuff too. Jokic is leading the league in PER, either first or second. I think Anthony Davis is also top 2.
Yeah.
But I'll say this much. I know we got to run, but I have no problem admitting time and again, I was wrong about him. I thought he was good. I didn't think he was this good. And going into the year, if you asked me if I thought the Pacers trade was going to pay off, I was leaning pretty heavily towards no.
Sure.
But if this is who he's going to be during the prime of his career, then, that's a welcome development for Sacramento.
I just renewed my subscription for the year to The Athletic, both of them, as a matter of fact. There's Christmas deals going on right now where you can too. Folks like Matt Barrows, of course, our good friend Sam Amick, who we talk about every Thursday. And you can read all of Sam's content from the podcast with Mo, amongst others, to his upcoming apology to Monty McNair by Christmas. It's Sam Amick, everybody. And we appreciate your time, pal. Thank you.
All right, my friend.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. I wonder if he heard the apology thing and just knew we were out of time. I don't know. We'll take a break. When we return, we got more sound from the Kings post-game as well. We'll hear Terrence Davis with G-Man. We'll have a little more for you on last night's game. And, oh, golly, so much more. We're right back in just 60 seconds.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram in Woodland. What's going on for Chrysler's Big Finish event?
We are finishing the year strong with $10,000 off MSRP on both the new 2022 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cabs and Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. Plus, no payments for 90 days. And when you come in, ask about our Hoblet exclusive 4.99% financing for 84 months.
Are you sure that's for both the Laramie and Bighorn?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And it gets even better. Right now, you can save up to $2,500 off MSRP on the all-new 2023 Wrangler Unlimited 4xe, both Rubicon and Sahara. But you better hurry because the $7,500 federal tax credit ends December 31st.
Well, hurry in before the savings is gone. Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at hobletdodge.com. Best prices, best selection, period. 10,000 total net savings after 5,000 factory rebates and 5,000 dealer discount on Laramie and 6,000 factory rebates and 4,000 dealer discount on Bighorn. Rebates may include $2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance with Chrysler Capital qualify and up to $1,500 in Hoblet Ram coupons only while supplies last. Special 4.99% financing for 84 months on approved credit through Travis Credit Union. Must have 760 plus FICO score to qualify. $1,415 per $1,000 borrowed. $2,500 total net savings on Wrangler after $1,000 factory rebates and $1,500 dealer discount. $7,500 income tax credit offered by third party subject to change without notice. 10 and 8 savings. See dealer for details.
The 94th most popular celebrity from Carmichael.
How popular do you want to be?
Meets a Celtics broadcasting legend.
Celtics are going to go for the win. Everybody here at Golden One Center on their feet.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Our thanks to the Athletic Sam Amick for joining us. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Multiple people using the same board here, so it happens. Somebody was asking about with Fred VanVleet's 39 last night, Mount Fredmore. Figured it out, and thanks to the text line for this. Obviously Flintstone. Obviously Rogers isn't Mr. Rogers. Fred Astaire, not going to move him off. Fred Mercury, there's your fourth. Sorry. I mean, that's a lock.
Fred Astaire is the guy who played Frankenstein.
Yes. As a matter of
and
fact,
he was in
yes.
Oceans.
He was in
12,
11. Yes.
Oh, he's in all
Both,
of them. He's in all of
actually.
them.
Yeah, and he was in 7 with
He was Ross's dad.
Yes, he was, as a matter of fact. Wonderful.
The worst character on Friends.
Multi-talented. Fred Astaire. From the 209, when is the mailbag? I should probably stop clicking my pen here. That's great radio. The mailbag is going to be shot right after the show. So if you have mailbag questions, you can go to my Twitter account at Carmichael Dave. That's where I'm kind of filing all of them. Also, you can text us at 1-800-920-11. Excuse me, 339-1149.
It's going to be a good one, too.
Do you think it'll be a good one?
Well, me and Chris are producing it, so yeah.
You are, but what happened is our fearless digital leader, Joe Jarose, asked me yesterday, hey, we're doing the mailbag tomorrow. Why don't you put out a call for some mailbag questions? I said, hey, no problem. That's fine. Here's the thing. They should never ask me to put out questions for the mailbag, because what will happen is people will give me mailbag questions, but they're not mailbag questions that, Here's a sample real quick before we get back to Kings talk. Is a hot dog with pineapple on it considered a sandwich?
Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah. These kind of, okay.
Best homemade snack for a basketball game, not including cookies or popcorn. Why are they called tater tots? What exactly is a tot?
King's mailbag.
Exactly. Why is a hot dog? I don't even know what that is. Here's a good one.
That one got me.
Existential.
That was good, yeah.
Would you rather play for the Kings in a 10-day contract, be the interim coach for the Kings for a month, or be the GM of the Kings for a full season? For me, that's simple. GM. Give me the Kings for a full season.
Whatever pays me the most.
Plus, honestly, and by the way, I'm not saying I could be the GM, but I'm saying if I had a chance at being successful at one of those 3 things, by far it would be GM. No chance as a player, no chance as a coach. So yeah, those are the questions I get asked. One note, and listen, this is going to happen with player shows. I apologize. He apologizes. The Kings are currently, as of right now, they have moved it up. They are boarding their flight from Toronto to Detroit. What does that mean? That means no Kevin Huerter today. We're going to try to either record him tonight or take him live for tomorrow. Of course, the Kevin Huerter Show brought to you by Jiffy Lube. It's just been one of those travel things all week. And when you're traveling, there's a shoot around here, there's a practice there, this pops up, that pops up. Oh, we got to get on the plane. Oh, it's moved up because of weather or whatever it is. It just happens. And it's wonderful to have Kevin on. We really appreciate Jiffy Lube giving us the opportunity to do that. But with player shows, especially in mornings, comes a lot of schedule issues as well. We're going to pause real quick because we did have a long segment with Sam. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, let's take another look at the Kings like we were last night. I've got some numbers to throw out for you as well. And then, oh, by the way, they're going to go see old friend Marvin Bagley once again in Detroit here very quick. Don't go away. No flipping. We're right back.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
There is beauty and there's uncomfort in owning an older home. The craftsmanship back then, the way they were built, the character, all have their positives. Now, on the other side, older homes need some love and some tenderness, and in our case, some help. Jason Ross here to tell you about the help we're getting thanks to ACR Solar. Now, you hear solar, and you know what? Yes, they do solar, but after years and years of living at our house, the time has come to get a new roof. Our old roof has done its job, but it is done. It's tired, and it looks it. So after doing the proper research and talking with several roofing companies, we landed on ACR Solar. They stood out from the first visit when Joe, their roofing expert, came out and shared his knowledge. We knew at that moment we were at ease because we were in good hands. Also, after our conversations with John, the owner of ACR Solar, that just confirmed what my wife and I already knew, that ACR Solar was the right choice for us. So we're so excited to begin our journey with ACR Solar. We're going to have a beautiful new roof, become more energy efficient, and have the peace of mind we're looking for. ACR Solar, 916-481-2700, or you can visit them at acrsolar.com.
Tune in every Wednesday to the Carmichael Dave with Jason Ross Show for Wine Wednesday, where they whine about plays, calls, everything from the past week in sports. Wine Wednesday, brought to you by E2 Family Winery.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino, and the primetime football giveaway, it's back. They're giving away a total of $500 for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento, with plenty of well-lit parking and some of the best food in a friendly environment. For more information on tournaments and gaming, please log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. As always, 1-800-GAMBLER. American Energy wants to make sure you and your family are safe this winter with a $49 furnace tune-up. Plus, if you're ready for a new one, get half off with American Energy's 50% off furnace special. With 0% financing and payment plan options available, there's no reason to keep putting off making your home safe, warm, and comfy for you and your family this holiday. Call American Energy today at 916-520-9990 or visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. 50% off furnace when you purchase a whole home HVAC system. Limited time only. Cannot be combined with other offers or specials.
Mega Chevy saves you an extra $2,000 off factory sticker plus big factory rebates on almost every new Silverado half-ton in stock with 2.7-liter engine. Find big red tag savings at megachevy.com. Find new roads.
Ends 1/3/23. Excludes ZR2 Trail Boss and Work Trucks.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is open with a refurbished lobby and now serving adult beverages. Opening Thursday, Avatar, The Way of Water, an IMAX 3D experience. The anticipated sequel is here. See Avatar, The Way of Water on the largest screen in Sacramento at the Esquire IMAX Theater, with all showings in spectacular IMAX 3D.
We cannot let you bring your war here. Outcast. That's all they see.
Avatar, The Way of Water opens Thursday. Get tickets and reserve seating for opening weekend at IMAX.com/Sacramento.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Campbell here, serial entrepreneur. Here's what our payroll customer, Laura, thinks about us.
Patriot Software and their amazing team are a crucial part of our business. They handle the details of payroll and tax payments, so we can focus on delivering exceptional customer service to our own clients. Patriot's payroll is affordable, easy to use, and it keeps us organized. They're receptive to their customers and strive to demonstrate that each day. Without a doubt, we will be using their payroll services for many years to come. Thank you, Patriot Software. 5 stars.
Go to PatriotSoftware.com to get your payroll pricing for up to 100 employees. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Sactown Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield. These are your Sactown Sports headlines. Your Sacramento Kings won a 124-123 brawl last night in America's Hat against the Toronto Raptors, despite losing head coach Mike Brown in the third quarter. However, this would not prevent Domas Sabonis, a trilingual man, from having a monster night. 21 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists for Domas. The Kings head to the Motor City to take on the Pistons tomorrow. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. The 49ers take on the Seahawks tonight in Seattle. The Niners look to get a stranglehold on the NFC West with a win tonight, while Seattle looks to bounce back after an embarrassing loss to the Carolina Panthers last week. The last time these two teams met, it was a blowout in the Niners' favor.
Smith over the middle, and it is deflected and picked off. Deshaun Gibson has the interception. It was deflected by Talanoa Hufanga. And San Francisco takes over at midfield.
Those are our headlines. Let's get back to the last half hour of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. The only local sports show in the morning. On Sactown Sports, 1140.
Today, a lot of players in the NBA can get traded. A lot of players in the NBA can get traded today. It's December 15th. It's kind of like the unofficial open to the trade season. Trying to look for something here that might work. I don't know what it would be. Let me just give you something a little bit silly here, and you tell me off the top. I don't know why, because I'm looking at the list of players that are available, and I'm trying to find some. Listen, of course, if they can figure out something that'll blow the socks off of everybody, great. But it's one of those, got to give to get. I know a lot of Kings fans have whiplash from the Halliburton deal. Not sure you'd want to do that. But this doesn't work on the trade machine. It doesn't work on the trade machine. But for some reason, I thought, I got in my head, God, what do you do like a Rashawn Holmes for JaVale McGee deal? You'd have to, Dallas would have to figure something else out. It's not going to blow anybody's doors off. JaVale's 34. He's kind of lost in the shuffle in Dallas. Played real minutes for the Phoenix Suns last year. Was a big, important piece off their bench. He's athletic. He's big. He's versatile. Yes, he's going to do a couple things every once in a while that mess with your head and make you wonder why. But again, they need another big, and maybe Kate is the guy. He certainly. I wasn't on the day after the Philly game. Which, by the way, quick 1 minute deal on the Philly game. Yuck.
It sucked.
It's the first game this year I turned off, and it's because I wasn't on the air. I knew I wasn't going to be on the air yesterday. I want to watch it. It was unwatchable basketball. Listen, credit to Philly. They won the game. They didn't cheat. they didn't play break the rules. Excuse me. I apologize. It's just unwatchable, man. First off, James Harden is one of the most God, I'm saying sports hate here, not personal hate. I hate James Harden's game. It's always just been ugly and gross. I've never enjoyed James Harden as a player. And now he's kind of infected Joel Embiid, who's one of my favorite players in the NBA. And basically their strategy was exactly what we said their strategy would be that morning when we previewed the game. Go in, dump it into Embiid, have him do all these ticky-tack, stupid Euro soccer dumb fouls, draw fouls, and then go to the line. And watching the game, you're 4.5 hours in, and you're in the second quarter. I think Katie even remarked at some point, we should be in the third quarter. And it's just a gross type of game. When you're and by the way, it's not sustainable. It's not going to work in the postseason. They're just going to waste Embiid's career. They're just going to waste Embiid's career. It's just dumb. It was not enjoyable. I don't want to play the Sixers anymore. Let's just give them the next game. Don't even do it. Just forfeit, just so we don't have to deal with it. Anyways, real quick, a guy like JaVale McGee, I know people hear this and go, "Oh, JaVale's trash. He's 34." Listen, I'm not saying JaVale McGee's a savior. I'm talking about specific, realistic moves. Obviously, none of us can predict if there's a big move coming and who it would be. Again, I'll take you right back to last year. For those of you who want Bol, great. Bol makes $2.2 million. Comes with a trade exception. I don't know what you're going to do there.
Why didn't that trade work in the machine?
Salary, because JaVale.
Rashawn's making too much. Yeah, because I feel like that's a win-win for both sides. Why not?
I don't. That's the thing. Dallas isn't really using JaVale at all.
And we're not using Rashawn.
At all. And I think Rashawn could. I'm not saying Rashawn's going to go into Dallas and average 10 and 10, 15 and 15, but he's obviously, it was good to see him get in the game yesterday and play actual minutes. I love Rashawn Holmes.
Well, we could have, instead of using Cato, we could have used JaVale if we had him.
That's what I'm
saying. And like when we play the Nuggets again, we could use him. Jokic. I mean, it's good to just have a big guy.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And a guy that, like I said, he's 34. But this is a guy last year that in 16 minutes a game averaged 9 points and almost 7 boards and over a block for Phoenix. That was a year ago. He's playing 9 minutes a game this year for Dallas. He's buried.
So why not Dwight Howard, though? Because that's relatively easy to do. Easier than getting JaVale. Just why not? I don't have an answer either way.
I don't. Okay, listen. I wouldn't hate it.
How old's Dwight? He's got to be like 36.
I want to say, is he that old? I mean, remember Dwight came in
JaVale's
when he was
34.
Yeah, JaVale's 34. Remember Dwight came in when he was like 12.
Yeah.
I think that's more of a name. It's kind of like the Cousins thing. Like they're both. Oh God, Dwight's 37.
Okay. Well, yeah.
He's a big body, and I just think there's too much. Here's the other thing, okay? Because I brought up earlier when the Kings are struggling, DeMarcus. So I want to be fair.
Yeah.
I feel like not only could JaVale McGee have value as a backup here, but don't you think JaVale McGee would fit perfectly in with this culture?
Yeah. Oh, with the culture, yes.
He's
yes.
just wacky and funny enough. He brings title experience.
Mm-hmm.
Just a guy that you might be able to get for, again, if you could get him in whatever salary piece they'd want to throw in for a guy like Rashawn, you give Rashawn a fresh start.
Seeing him and Delly together could be fun too, because I imagine they'll probably play together and get, similar deep bench players.
I mean, honestly, I think
the culture is something I didn't even consider. I think Dwight Howard would not fit into the culture very well.
And yes.
The thing with you said 9.7 rebounds. I see kind of a Hassan Whiteside situation too, maybe
with JaVale.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about empty calories?
Empty, yes.
It's a fair statement, but remember though, this was empty calories for the best regular season team in the NBA.
That's true.
He played 16 minutes a game for the best team in the regular season in the NBA, a team that won a ton of games. And again, not perfect, but 63% from the field.
Was he playing garbage minutes though, too?
No, not all.
No,
not all. Because I remember him coming in last year, and I remember him playing a little bit in the playoffs. I mean, not every minute wasn't. Of course, he played. Garbage minutes.
Of course.
But again, I was looking at the list of names that are available. I'd love to get Bradley Beal too. There's a lot of names out there that would be really neat to get. But it's one of those, I don't buy that if it don't broke, don't fix it thing, because this isn't a championship contending team right now. If you have the opportunity to make a move and that elevates you to a championship contending team, you make that move.
Have you talked about Cam Reddish yet?
I've not talked about Cam Reddish yet. I wouldn't hate that.
Because he's on the block. I like Cam Reddish. I think he's a very good player. And I still think John Collins might be on the table as well.
John Collins is somebody the Kings have flirted with.
Yeah, that's always
a long time. Yeah. Cam Reddish is 23. He's a wing. He's somebody that would obviously make sense. He's somebody that, but I don't know what the Knicks want. That's the thing. I don't know where. Obviously, they're going to want more than they're going to get. Cam Reddish seems like one of those guys that needs his potential unlocked. There's a ton of potential.
Were they asking? I might be mixing this up here, but I thought they were just asking for a second-round pick. If I'm being
for Reddish,
I thought I was seing that.
Oh.
I could be totally wrong.
That would surprise me.
Yeah,
that would surprise me. I don't. I trust Monty. And here's the thing for folks looking to talk about trade scenarios with the Kings, I will tell you this much. I'd be very shocked if the Kings did not make a move this year. I think they're going to. Monty McNair has broadcast it, and if you look at the body of work Monty has done, and you listen to every one of his interviews, he's really kind of broadcast publicly what he was going to do in advance. That doesn't mean we knew he was going to trade Tyrese Haliburton. He didn't say that. What he did say was, and he acknowledged, this roster is imbalanced. We're always looking to add chips to the table. We're looking to add stars. We're looking to create a timeline for a sustained winner.
Let me add one more.
Sure.
Kyle Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma is another guy that has long been rumored, talked about for here. Here's my thing with Kyle Kuzma, who I actually like a lot more than a lot of people do. Kings don't need scoring.
That's true.
Why do I want to sacrifice? Because Harrison Barnes is probably a part of that deal. Why do I want to sacrifice Harrison Barnes' leadership, his high basketball IQ, his decision-making, and, oh, by the way, the fact that he's one of the nucleus parts of this culture that we're talking about? Why do I want to sacrifice that to bring in Kyle Kuzma, who is going to have a bonehead game every 5 games, and he's also going to give you 36 points every 5 games?
It's hard to want to get rid of Harrison. Just watch that video last night of him getting the chain. It's like, that's culture. It's like you're saying, it
is
culture is very important.
And if you have an opportunity to upgrade his position, you take it. You also have to be real, too. Monty McNair needs to understand right now, and I'm sure he does, whether or not he's going to return. Is he going to return? Because if you don't plan on re-signing Harrison Barnes next year, if you know he's going to leave, well, that changes the dynamic a little bit there, too. Just like the dynamic. Oh, God. I'm that guy. You know what? I'm going to publicly admit it. I got in this morning. It was dark. I never do this. I just got sent a picture from yesterday's show host, Scott Marsh. I am parked over 2 parking spaces. Oh, I hate those people. And I'm one of them this morning. I never do that. I'm
kind of a crazy morning.
I'm psycho about that. Oh, I'm going. Oh,
Yeah,
we don't
you
even
had
have
to
a
deal with me.
break here. God, I would go right down.
Yeah,
and
we
move.
do. Yeah, we do.
I thought we do.
You got a live read, and then you got a 3.5 minute break.
Oh, I do. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go move it right now. God, what a bad person I am.
Hopefully your battery's not dead.
You know who would never double park is my guy Shelby at United Wholesale Lending. It would never ever happen. He would always take up just his parking space alone. And you know what? He's also aware of where rates are right now. He was just on with us live last hour. That explained that even though the Fed moved up a half basis point, rates actually moved a little bit down. But you're not looking for rates right now. You're looking for deals. You're looking for value. You're looking for value in the purchase of your home, your new home. And that's where United Wholesale Lending comes in handy, local, working with you, working for you, not just trying to take your money. Whether it's buying down rates in a 2-1 deal, whether it's approving you over the phone in under 15 minutes without running your credit, whether it's advising you through the purchase of your home. United Wholesale Lending and Shelby are the way to go. RefinanceWithShelby.com. That is RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279-051, BRA number 01864354. We have all kinds of stories for you, who's hot, who's not, and the news and notes. We'll do it next.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sactown Sports.
He scores the triple. Kevin Herter from downtown.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Have you heard the news? New Hondas are back at Capital City Honda, including the all-new redesigned 2023 CR-V and HR-V. Stop by today or visit us at capcityhonda.com and see our new car inventory with no dealer markup. Have a car to sell or trade? We're paying top dollar for any make and model. Cap City Freeway at the Fulton Avenue exit by the Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. capcityhonda.com.
Folks, there's been some fumbles on the way to the big game, but he's been getting some help to get it done tonight. Here's the throw. And he's off to the races. He might go all the way. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown. He did it, folks. He did it.
Regain and optimize your sexual performance, drug-free and surgery-free. The Gainswave treatment will help you get that bedroom touchdown. See what Dr. Dan Botha and his team at Gainswave can do for you. Visit GainswaveCalgary.ca.
At Folsom Lake Honda, in addition to great prices on new Hondas, we stock the best selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, and each one of those vehicles is priced to sell now.
With new cars in high demand, Folsom Lake Honda has a great selection of quality one-owner trades with low miles, and each is priced to sell now. Every used vehicle on the lot comes with a Carfax vehicle history report and has passed a safety inspection. Shop our entire selection at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. The holiday season is meant for family and friends, not for auto accidents. Let us take this time for a gentle reminder for everyone to use extra care while driving this holiday season. There are more cars on the road, and rain is always just around the corner. If you do need Ashton & Price, we'll be here for you. And as always, the consultation is free, and there is never a fee unless you win. So whether you've been naughty or nice, let us wish you the happiest holidays from the injury law firm of Ashton & Price.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, curbside pickup, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
All right, we got Who's Hot?
Who's Hot?
A special calm edition.
Oh, chill. Who's chill?
Nate Chillfield.
Chillfield.
And we have celebrity birthdays coming up with special guest Simone.
Yep.
Fresh off of her fishing and crabbing trip last week. I'm very jealous.
There's not a lot of celebrity
Where'd you go
birthdays
fishing
today.
and crabbing?
The Farallon Islands.
Farallon Islands, man.
Of course.
Great white breeding ground.
Yeah, she
Very
went and
nice.
watched great white sharks do it and then came back and
Nice.
had, whatever.
Let's get it
Cool.
on.
Let's
Who's hot?
Who's chill?
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryans in the Niners defense. They are first in defensive yards per game.
Ooh. They are very good.
They're
Yes.
very good. And I believe first in points per game too, at like 15.5.
And I believe they are playing the Seattle Seahawks.
Who
too.
are not hot.
Yeah, they're not.
They are not hot. They are 28th in yards per game allowed, which would be fourth worst.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah, they suck. Any chance I get to say the Seahawks suck, I will take.
I'm with you too.
I do not like them.
News and notes right now, please.
Stand by on this frequency. It's time for the news of the day.
Thank you for ruining the show and dropping a steamer on my journalistic integrity.
Today's important headlines, intelligent analysis, hard-hitting interviews. Yeah, this is none of those things. Here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Oh my God, I love those guys.
Hey, speaking of birthdays, happy birthday to Kevin. In the chat.
Kevin. Yeah, happy birthday, Kevin.
Happy 50th birthday, Kevin. Congratulations.
Way to go, Kevin.
Hey, the numbers are starting to come in for end of the year. Heaviest television viewing days of 2022 across broadcast, cable, and streaming. You want to take a guess as to what the heaviest viewing days?
Are we talking just days of the week or like specific
days, like 4th of July or whatever?
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving is number 2.
Okay.
Well done.
Just out of the whole year?
Yeah.
Easter.
I mean, well, yeah, Easter. Heavy viewing day on Easter. There's one that's...
It's got to be a football day,
There's
right?
one that's very... Can you think of any football days that might be heavy viewing?
Christmas Day?
Yeah. Can you think of one that might be even more heavy?
Christmas Eve?
Even more heavy than that, even. For football. Maybe just one game.
Maybe. Oh, the Super Bowl.
Oh, the Super Bowl.
Okay,
hey, how you
yeah.
doing?
Okay.
Yeah. Super Bowl Sunday number 3.
Okay.
Behind Thanksgiving. And number 1, NFL Wild Card Sunday. What?
Fun day.
I guess, but my goodness gracious.
Weird.
StubHub has their most in-demand events of 2022. Number 10, Oklahoma versus Texas. I assume that's football. Number 9, the Austin Grand Prix. Number 8, the baseball All-Star Game. What?
Boo.
You just booed the All-Star
No,
Game?
no.
Okay.
There's something else.
Okay. Number 7, the Miami Grand Prix. Now, these Grand Prix, or the F1s, are getting a lot of love. Number 6, Tennessee versus Georgia. Number 5, the NFC Championship. The AFC Championship not making the top 10.
Crazy. One college game is that high up.
Number 4, the College Football National Championship game. Number 3, these are in-demand events, not ratings or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Number 3, the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, the World Cup.
You're scaring me with that beam. You're pointing it right at my face.
And number 1, the World Series, the most in-demand event according to StubHub of 2022.
No NBA in there.
No NBA in there.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Sotheby's, the auction house, is auctioning off LeBron James's Game 7 jersey from the 2013 NBA Finals in which the Heat won. Want to take a guess as to what the estimate is? LeBron James's Game 7 game-worn jersey.
$750,000.
$750,000.
Wow, I was
$750,000.
way okay.
That's a guess.
Let's do 100, just 100.
100,000.
Uh-huh.
You were gonna say I was what? Way?
No, I was way lower.
You thought
I
it was
like
much?
50K. at
50K,
first, and then
100K, 750. You really think somebody pays $750,000?
People are crazy. You see how much people paid for Brady's fake last ball?
Football. The estimated sale value of LeBron James's Game 7 jersey from the 2013 NBA Finals is $3 to $5 million.
Oh, okay. There we go. All right.
Show me the money.
The number 1 pick in the NBA draft in 2019 was Zion Williamson. The number 2 pick in the NBA draft in 2019 was Ja Morant. Zion Williamson's New Orleans Pelicans are 18-9 with the best record in the West, tied with the Memphis Grizzlies at 18-9, the best record in the West. Zion Williamson and Ja Morant, it's their world now. We're all just living in it. And Ja Morant carries the ball way too much. Finally, here's a stat for you. Justin Jefferson has 1,500 receiving yards. He is just 36 yards ahead of the Falcons. He is 197 yards ahead of the Titans.
Shouldn't have traded A.J. Brown.
He is 225 yards ahead of the Bears.
I knew it.
And he is 230 yards ahead of the Ravens.
Wow.
Their wide receiver cores. That's how unfair Justin Jefferson is. Before we get to celebrity birthdays, today's International Tea Day. Not like timeout, not technical foul, but actual tea. Are you guys tea people?
Yes,
No.
absolutely. Had a cup this morning.
Yeah.
I do like the Arnold Palmer, though.
Ooh.
Oh, you're talking about like iced tea.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a
hot
whole
tea.
Yeah, no, I hear it.
Okay,
Hot
then
tea.
I'm not a hot tea guy. No.
I mean, I love iced tea. I had sweet tea yesterday. What kind of tea did you have?
I'm like a herbal, so I do a Moroccan mint.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like herbal, but you know what? First off, tea's underrated. It's the drink of the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
Secondly, I like me just some black tea with cream.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like English style.
I'm just a coffee man.
Style.
Through and through.
Today's National Wear Your Pearls Day. I'll leave that alone. Today's Cat Herders Day. Who the hell herds a cat?
How do you do that?
You can't herd
Barn
a
cats.
What?
Barn cats? I
Yes.
How do you hurt a cat?
How do you kick it?
don't know.
No, he said, how do you hurt a cat?
Oh, hurt.
Not that you should.
Hurt a cat or herd?
It's herd, but it sounded like he said herd.
Have you ever put little like booties on a cat like you do a dog?
Nope.
Or like aluminum foil on their feet?
No.
Try it.
I would like not to.
Oh, it's funny.
I feel like it would end poorly for
No, they're not.
Carmichael Dave.
It's
This
all right.
isn't neat. This just in. Cats are stupid.
No.
Yeah, cats are trash. I've just got to be honest with you. Cats, in my humble opinion, cats are trash.
We love them. We love them here.
Today is National Cupcake Day.
There was nothing.
You know, they have cupcakes in vending machines in LA. My sister told me that you like just go to a vending machine. It's like a gourmet cupcake. Yeah.
Vegas, they have slices of cake in vending machines.
Maybe that's the same type of deal.
Yeah.
Gross.
And it's National Bill of Rights Day. Hey, we're all fans of the Bill of Rights.
Mm-hmm.
Big Bill of Rights fan.
Mhm.
Celebrity birthday, Simone, special guest.
Woo!
Will you be here tomorrow?
Finally found some. Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
good. All right. Okay.
I was gonna make a kidney stone joke, but I won't. I won't.
Jason's out because he's stoned.
I won't.
Wow, I can't
won't.
believe you said that.
Hang out with Chris Guerrero.
Can I start celebrity birthdays off with one of my heroes?
Of course, you can do whatever you want. It's your segment.
Gosh, it's Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Meredith Marks, who I don't think either of you are going to know. But
I know exactly who she is. She's on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, as a matter of fact.
How old she turning?
Meredith Marks is 42.
68.
No, 51 you got.
Oh, closer.
Okay, what about Don Johnson?
Oh, Don Johnson,
You
Miami.
guys know his
What's
work?
he in?
What is her music?
Django Unchained.
What is he?
Oh,
What anything else?
Watchmen from HBO.
Talk about Don Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Django Unchained.
You'd probably know his face.
Watchmen. I might.
Yeah. What's his age?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if Don Johnson was ever in anything else. Let me.
78.
Oh God. Miami Vice.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's before our time.
Another Grand Theft Auto City.
What was?
You got the millennials in here.
Serious. Well, he was in Tin Cup at least. What was Don Johnson in?
Tin Cup. You could be making up shows, and I wouldn't know.
Tin Cup with Kevin Costner, the golf movie. He was David, the PGA pro.
All right.
Tour
Whatever
pros
you
way
say.
it up.
Whatever you say.
Don Johnson also had a. Did you know Don Johnson had a hit single on the Billboard 100? No, I'm not joking. It's called Heartbeat. I'll play it for you
It's
after
hard
the show.
to believe anything you say.
I'm not joking.
Goodness, what's his age?
Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas made up one of the best TV shows ever. Miami Vice. Today, Don Johnson is 69. Nice.
And you guessed as well, Nate?
64.
73.
Aha!
Yeah.
Let's go with Maud Apatow from Euphoria.
Yeah, that's Judd's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
She.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
24.
She's 23.
25. And
Ooh.
Charlie Cox from
Daredevil.
Can't say that.
I dumped it.
Charlie Cox is
I have to dump that too.
39.
42.
40.
I went.
Very well. Very well.
We got 20 seconds here.
What was Morgan Freeman in? Oh, the electric company.
Bruce Almighty.
For Sam Amick, for not Kevin Herter, who will hopefully join us tomorrow.
Sorry again, Sam.
For I apologize to all of you non-millennials about the Don Johnson. For Simone and for the lovely and talented Nate Littlefield. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Chill.
Jimro is next. Have a great day. Love you all. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye now. No, bye-bye.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
You hear the phrase a lot this time of year, happy holidays. But holidays are not always happy, particularly for guys grappling with a divorce that they didn't choose. These men need more than the help of a good lawyer. They need the hope and encouragement of a good friend.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Sacramento area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com, 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814.